Chapter 468. P.S. Thanks to Luo Yuxuan and Lonely Floating Clouds for their tip. Damn it, how can his Kuan Pring body be so powerful? Impossible. In the sky, a figure approached from afar, his face pale. This person was none other than Tian Juba, who was being pursued. It's already the second day. Why can't I get rid of this brat? Could it be that I'm really going to die in his hands? No, definitely not. I'm a saint. I have the strength of a saint. Great circle. Tian Juba had never been so terrified before. Over the course of 2 days, Tian Juba launched several sneak attacks on his opponent, but all of them were neutralized by his opponent. Instead, he was left with some serious injuries. The precious teleportation talismans had also been used up, and Tian Juba no longer dared to sneak up on the other party. His mission was to get rid of Lin Fei, or else he would really die. Damn it, he caught up again. Behind him, 300,000 li away, the huge black shadow caught up. Tian Juba could already feel the other party's aura, as well as that terrifying killing intent. Calm down, you must calm down. It was naturally not easy to become a sage. After a moment of panic, Tian Juba calmed down. The only way to get rid of the other party is to have someone stop Lin Fei. When his gaze landed on the nearby city, a ruthless glint flashed across Tian Juba's eyes. Lin Fei, who had been tailing them, maintained a certain distance from them. He wants to fight with his life on the line. Tian Juba suddenly started increasing. Lin Fei knew very well what this meant. Tian Juba's quintessential essence was almost completely used up. If he didn't go all out, he would die. There's still a small gap, Lin Fei said regretfully. If the opponent was a late-stage saint, I wouldn't have been able to defeat him. I am confident that I can catch up to him and kill him. Saint full circle. Whether it was in terms of strength or speed, they were all first-rate in the Great Six. Lin Fei couldn't catch up to him and felt helpless. The distance of 200,000 to 300,000 li was like a chasm, blocking him outside. The only thing he could do now was to grind his opponent to death. Lin Fei was in no hurry. He followed behind and prepared to exhaust his opponent's quintessential essence. Sky 988 Force, Lin Fei unhurriedly flapped his huge wings. He chased after them. King of Invincibility, what's going on? How can there be such a large building in the wilderness? After a few breaths, a huge stretch of buildings appeared in front of Lin Fei. This is bad. We can't let Tian Juba enter. Otherwise, all our efforts will be in vain. Seeing Tian Juba run inside, even though he didn't know where it was, Lin Fei couldn't let Tian Juba escape under his nose. Demon extermination. Lin Fei swayed his waist. The killing god's shadow slashed out with his sword, attacking through the air. Boom! This sword slashed at Tian Juba's back, blasting away most of his body. Because the distance was too far, he was unable to kill Tian Juba, but at this moment, Tian Juba endured the pain and turned his head. Lin Fei, you're dead. Explode. Tian Juba opened his mouth and spat out a blood-red bead. Then, it exploded. Boom! Boom! The sound of the huge explosion rushed in all directions. A building not far away was razed to the ground. Then, the nearby buildings were destroyed as well. Whoosh whoosh whoosh, whoosh whoosh whoosh, many figures rushed out from below the building. At this moment, all of them had furious expressions on their faces as they stared at Lin Fei. That's a blood demon bead. A treasure that only demonic disciples use. His killing intent is so thick. He must be a demonic disciple. He must be an accomplice of that demonic disciple. Everyone, let's kill him together. The people who rushed out were not old, but they were not weak. Everyone, be careful. This person is a demonic disciple. His methods are cruel. Our entire clan was wiped out by him. Tian Juba retracted his aura and turned into Xian Zong's strength. His pitiful appearance immediately won everyone's sympathy. His eyes flashed with a cold smile. Kill him. Demonic disciple, Everyone has the right to kill him. Everyone had guessed that with Tianjuba's words, the spearhead would hit him. Especially the killing intent he gave off. Not many people had such a strong killing intent. Lin Fei saw Tianjuba's smile and immediately realized that he had been tricked. You're all wrong. I'm not a demonic disciple. Lin Fei tried to explain, but they already had a preconceived impression of him. Adding on Lin Fei's thick killing intent, they naturally thought he was a demonic disciple and attacked him. Academy, this is the academy. Lin Fei wasn't a bloodthirsty person. After seeing those words, he realized that he had caused a misunderstanding. Demonic disciple, what is there to explain? The people who rushed up were the academy's disciples below. They were young and full of vigor. They wouldn't listen to an explanation and attacked even more fiercely. Pung! A Xian Zong disciple in the sky suddenly exploded into a bloody mist. Not good, he killed junior brother Mu. Revenge. Seeing his comrade killed, he attacked crazily. Lin Fei, enjoy yourself. Tianjuba laughed. I forgot to tell you that many of the academy's disciples died to demonic disciples. From then on, I killed every demonic disciple I saw. Damn it. Lin Fei realized that Tianjuba was framing him. This was a vicious move. Being targeted by an academy, not to mention killing Tianjuba, the entire academy's pursuit would be a headache. They were rushing over. In his spiritual sense, Lin Fei saw some experts rushing over. Damn it, if Tianjuba doesn't die today, he will definitely be a problem. He must die. After 2 days of fighting, Lin Fei realized how terrifying the other party was. A sage killer was hiding beside them. No one would be willing to see it. Who knows, if you let your guard down one day, the other party might come over. Kill. The Azure Dragon True Body was activated. With a swing of his dragon tail, Profound Sovereign and Xian Zong disciples were all sent flying by Lin Fei. Tianjuba, die. Tianjuba took the chance to leave. Before he could get over his joy, a boundless killing intent locked onto him. Slay gods and slay demons. Without any care, Lin Fei executed the fourth sword. The sky instantly darkened due to the horrifying killing intent. Under the influence of the killing intent, those weaker academy disciples all vomited blood. Some even had bloodshot eyes as boundless killing intent enveloped them. Kill, kill, kill. I'm going to kill you. The horrifying killing intent flashed by at an unimaginable speed. Tianjuba's throat moved. His eyes were filled with reluctance as his body was shredded by the killing intent. His primordial spirit couldn't escape either as it was shredded by the horrifying sword intent. I'm in trouble this time. When he turned back and saw the miserable state of those academy disciples, Lin Fei didn't expect the killing intent to affect him so much. This time, he wouldn't be able to wash himself clean even if he jumped into the Yellow River. If he didn't leave now, when would he? After sweeping away Tianjuba's treasures, Lin Fei wanted to leave. Lin Fei wanted to leave, but someone didn't want to. Chapter 469. Whoosh whoosh whoosh, as their auras locked onto Lin Fei, waves of powerful auras appeared. Each of them was a powerhouse. The lowest rank was above Mystique Venerable rank. There were at least 20 to 30 people surrounding Lin Fei. Damn it, Tianjuba's death won't let us rest easy. Lin Fei cursed. Even in death, they were still trying to trick people. Damn it, how inhumane. Tisk, the leading elder, scoffed. The disciples who had fallen into a murderous rage regained their senses. Immediately, they looked guilty and did not dare to look up. How humiliating! What's the meaning of this? Lin Fei shouted. Which demonic sect are you from? How dare you kill people at the gates of Tengfei Academy? The leading elder in gray scoffed. His divine consciousness attack arrived quietly, a huge divine consciousness spear piercing toward him. Shameless! If the other party had spoken nicely, Lin Fei might have calmed down and explained the situation. However, the other party did not give him a chance. His first move was a divine consciousness attack. Akalanatha! With a thought, Lin Fei summoned the Akalanatha. At the same time, his own divine consciousness quietly attacked and used the Godkiller technique. Lin Fei would not be merciful if he attacked stealthily. As the two divine consciousnesses clashed, Lin Fei had the upper hand. The Elder in Gray swayed and was at a disadvantage. Elder Lu, are you all right? The Elder in Gray was one of the Academy's elders. I'm fine. Elder Lu shook his head. This person's divine consciousness is powerful. Everyone be careful. Capture him first and we'll definitely get the whereabouts of the Demoness. Lin Fei's heart skipped a beat. He seemed to have fallen into a vortex. He was the scapegoat. Naturally, Lin Fei did not want his reputation to be ruined. Scapegoat? To hell with it. I'm not a demonic sect disciple. I don't know the Demoness you speak of. It's all a misunderstanding. If you insist, don't blame me for being rough. In reality, this explanation was unnecessary. What an arrogant brat. Take my fist. The Soaring Dragon Academy had been established by the Flying Dragon Dynasty, and it had always been protected by them. The Flying Dragon Dynasty wasn't weak, so it had encouraged the Soaring Dragon Academy's domineering ways. It would have been fine normally, but not long ago, the Academy had been invaded by demonic path disciples. The elders of Soaring Flight Academy were furious, and Lin Fei's appearance was the perfect place for them to vent their anger. Misunderstanding? How could they believe it? A great perfection mystique, venerable rank outer sect elder grabbed the air with a terrifying giant hand. The sky suddenly darkened as he attacked with an earth-level martial art, intending to capture Lin Fei in one fell swoop. Lin Fei had no time to waste. In the academy, it was difficult to ensure that there were super-strong masters overseeing things. Lin Fei did not want to be hunted down by them for the time being. Get lost! Lin Fei let out a cold snort as he knocked the terrifying hand away. With a flick of his dragon tail, he sent the outer courtyard elder flying. I don't have time to waste with you. After sending the outer courtyard elder flying, Lin Fei unleashed the rock body and turned into a black dot, disappearing into the sky. The elders were well aware of the outer courtyard elder's strength. Now, he was sent flying with a single move. This person's strength was too strong. Quick, chase after him. This person must have a very high position in the demonic sect. We mustn't let him escape. Elder Lu was the first to react. He regretted not being the first to make a move. If he had captured the other party, he might have made a great contribution. Send a message to the Flying Dragon Dynasty's law enforcement team. Have them intercept this person and make sure he stays in the Flying Dragon Dynasty, Elder Lu added. What bad luck! What bad luck! Lin Fei cursed as he flew. Luckily, Tianjuba is dead. Who knows, we might be able to find out the organization behind them from their belongings. If Lin Fei did not care, he would not even know how he died in the future. No matter what, he must find out the background of the assassin organization. Bang! A huge chain pierced through the air and slammed into Lin Fei's huge body. Damn it! Lin Fei was enraged. After being attacked one after another, even a good-tempered person would be enraged, not to mention someone like Lin Fei, who had a bad temper. It's this guy. What's wrong with Tingfei Academy? Why does the law enforcement team have to deal with this kind of demonic disciple? Forget it, forget it. It's our fault for bumping into him. At least it's a good contribution. It's better than nothing. A team of black-clothed people appeared around Lin Fei. They were expressionless and full of murderous intent. One look and one could tell that they had gone through life and death situations. Their eyes were filled with endless murderous intent. Who are you? Why are you attacking me? Are you going to surrender, or do you want us to attack? Once we attack, you, a demonic disciple, will be doomed eternally. The man in black armor said expressionlessly. No matter how stupid Lin Fei was, he knew what was going on. Are you from the academy? Humph, we are the law enforcement team of the Flying Dragon Dynasty. I'll give you 3 breaths time to think about whether to surrender or not, the man in black armor said coldly. Lin Fei finally understood why he was stopped. It turned out that the people from the Flying Dragon Dynasty attacked him. This time, they really thought that he was a demonic disciple. He was attacked even though he was lying down. Over and over again, he was misunderstood as a demonic disciple. Lin Fei was filled with anger. As for using the name of the Divine Sword Sect, they probably wouldn't believe him at all. Even if he said it, it would be useless. Who asked them to be so prejudiced? At this moment, Lin Fei regretted killing Tianjuba so easily. Now, he was in trouble. Sorry, I can't surrender, so I have to attack you. 5 blow thunderstruck. Rumble. Without waiting for the law enforcement team to attack, Lin Fei used his divine ability and trapped them in the thunderbolt. To be able to become a member of the Flying Dragon Dynasty's law enforcement team, everyone was not simple. In particular, they were well equipped. It could be said that the strength of the law enforcement team was built on not only their strength, but also their equipment. Flying Dragon Formation. The entire team formed a formation. Under the thunderbolt, a black dragon that was 10,000 feet long whizzed out, and its might surged forward. Its cold eyes were filled with boundless killing intent. Sir, how dare you attack our law enforcement team? Accept the wrath of the law enforcement team. The strength that the huge black dragon emitted was not lower than the level of a sage. This was only a team. If they encountered a few teams, even an emperor-level powerhouse would not dare to offend them easily. Whirling strangulation. The black dragon's killing move arrived. Another formation. No wonder they are so arrogant and dare to not take me seriously. Lin Fei thought. They clearly want to kill me. If I don't fight back, who knows what will happen to me? Lin Fei had already given in, but they were still unwilling to let him go. Then, they could not blame him. Punishment Spear. The black spear that was 10,000 feet long, emitting a punishing aura, stabbed into the huge body of the black dragon. With a rumble, the huge black dragon formation was directly destroyed. This was an attack from Lin Fei's anger. So what if it was a joint attack formation? Damn, so weak? As the system's voice sounded, Lin Fei was stunned. They were all dead? Chapter 470. Lin Fei thought they were very powerful, but they were all killed by the spear. He was speechless. Damn it. If I knew they were so weak, I would have controlled my strength a little. I wouldn't have killed them all. Lin Fei did not know whether to laugh or to cry. After 7 years of cultivation, no matter which divine ability he performed, it would be very powerful. Especially when he was so angry earlier, he did not think about controlling it at all. Hence, in the end, it was Lin Fei's own fault. The law enforcement team was annihilated. What he said was true. Lin Fei knew about Dynasty's law enforcement team. They usually protected Dynasty's safety, and what they did was to kill wanted criminals who harmed Dynasty. Therefore, anyone who dared to kill Dynasty's law enforcement team was equivalent to provoking Dynasty. They were Dynasty's enemies. That guy annihilated the law enforcement team. Oh my God, how is that possible? Dynasty's law enforcement team. Even if it's a team of 10, their combat strength is on sage level, and they're well equipped. How can they be annihilated so easily? Something bad has happened. Something really bad has happened. Elder Lu, who caught up from behind, could not help but exclaim when he saw Hei Long being killed forcefully. Surround him. He killed the law enforcement team. The law enforcement team will be here soon. Don't let him escape. Lin Fei was in a daze for a moment, but he had nothing to worry about. Just like how a monk could break other commandments after breaking one's commandment, it was a matter of time. There was nothing to worry about. Lin Fei was like that at the moment. When he was attacked earlier, Lin Fei showed mercy and did not kill them. Otherwise, those college disciples would have died in his hands. Lin Fei's temper was already very good. Now that he had broken the boundary, there was naturally nothing to worry about. I'll kill them first. Lin Fei made up his mind. There was nothing to worry about. If not for them, he would not have killed Dynasty's law enforcement team. It could be said that they also had a lot of responsibility. Lin Fei could tell that they were clearly trying to hold him back so that they could wait for Dynasty's law enforcement team to appear. If he did not do it, they would attack him. Since that was the case, he could kill them all at once. Kill. Lin Fei stepped forward. The God Killer technique was quietly unleashed, and the spear of punishment swept across. The number of spiritual consciousness attacks made them suffer a great loss on the spot. Except for a limited number of elders, the rest of the people's minds were blank. The punishment spear swept across, and even their primordial spirits were crushed. Bang bang bang, with a single spear of punishment, 70% of the people who were about to surround him disappeared. Elder Wang, Elder Zhang. Elder Lu's eyes widened in disbelief. How was he going to explain himself now? You killed them. You actually killed them. Elder Lu's veins bulged on his hands. Lin Fei leisurely strolled forwards. I wasn't a demonic path disciple to begin with. From the very beginning, it was you who slandered me as a demonic path disciple and even informed the enforcement squad to deal with me. Since that's the case, then I'll be the demonic path disciple you speak of. Let's see what you can do to me, ha ha ha. Slay gods and slay devils. Lin Fei made his move again, his killing intent cold. To be able to survive the Godkill attack, the remaining elders all had the strength of a sage, especially Elder Lu, whose strength had reached the sage full circle. Since he wanted to kill them, Lin Fei directly used his ultimate move. Although it consumed quintessential essence, it was good at killing people quickly and did not need to waste time. Be careful, a sage elder warned. Bang! As soon as he finished speaking, killing intent swept over, and the sage elder's body exploded. After the first sage elder exploded, a second sage elder immediately exploded. Under the attack of the slay gods and slay devils sword, even sages could not withstand the attack. With the death of each elder, the black killing intent drilled into Lin Fei's body and became a part of it. It seems that the accumulation of killing intent is what makes the next move powerful. Lin Fei frowned slightly. It seems that this sword technique requires killing intent. Using killing intent to kill, there's nothing it can't kill. In the past, when Lin Fei used this final move, he used quintessential essence to activate it, so it was not as powerful as now. At least, killing sages was not as powerful as it was now. In the blink of an eye, Elder Lu was the only one left. The other sage elders were all killed without exception. Even their primordial spirits were not spared. Elder Lu was in a daze. Damn it, this is impossible. They were all sages. How could they die so easily? However, the reality in front of him told him that the black-robed kid had really killed all the people who had chased after them. He had killed them all, and they could not fight back at all. Elder Lu felt that he had wasted his life. If he had known that this would happen, Elder Lu would rather die than chase after them. He had caused the academy to lose a lot of power. It was inevitable that they would be severely injured, and they would not be able to recover for a while. How long would it take to nurture a sage elder? How many resources would be consumed? It was definitely an astronomical figure. No matter who you are, the Flying Dragon Dynasty will not let you off. Elder Lu gritted his teeth. Sages can't kill you, but what about the Emperor and the itinerant immortal patriarchs? Lin Fei was disdainful. You can't see that, but I know that you're about to die. Killing came in pairs. Lin Fei would not let go of the remaining one. He had slandered him, and he would not be able to vent his anger if he did not kill him. Especially after killing a sage, there were many benefits, especially when it came to sword technique. If he continued to accumulate, he would really kill when he attacked, reaching the level of a killing sword immortal. Die! Elder Lu was already injured. Even though he had the power of a sage at great perfection, he was at the end of his rope. Lin Fei's attack was not to be underestimated. His murderous aura wreaked havoc in his body, suppressing Elder Lu's battle prowess. Lin Fei's battle prowess was super abnormal. "Let's die together." Seeing that he could not survive, Elder Lu shouted and chose to self-destruct, dying together. Whoosh, whoosh. Lin Fei was fast, but he was still affected. His azure dragon real body was covered in blood. Damn it, so ruthless. Such a huge explosion attracted the attention of the dynasty. If they did not leave now, when would they? After a while, law enforcement teams appeared at the scene of the battle. They were black and aggressive, and they were stronger than the previous teams. Who killed the law enforcement team? Commander Tai Xian's murderous aura was cold. He looked around, but no one dared to answer. The dynasty's law enforcement team had a total of 3 great commanders, 6 medium captains, and dozens of small captains. One could imagine how powerful the great commander was in the Flying Dragon dynasty. "Great commander, we suspect that it was done by a demonic Tao disciple," a subordinate said. Tai Xian was really angry. In just half a day they had lost a law enforcement team. Although it was just 10 people, it was significant. This was a challenge to his prestige as the great commander. Report. We discovered that the elders of the Soaring Academy were killed. None of them survived. Commander Tai Xian's face darkened even more. Go and investigate. After a while, Commander Tai Xian figured out the ins and outs of the matter. That damned demonic Tao disciple. How dare he bully us like this? Commander Tai Xian roared. Inform the other 2 great commanders to completely eliminate the remaining demonic Tao disciples in the dynasty and arrange for the first squadron. Lin Fei did not know that killing the elders of the Soaring Academy would cause a huge commotion. It should be safe now. The Flying Dragon dynasty was huge, and Lin Fei could not leave for a short period of time. Lin Fei landed in a valley. He restrained his aura and turned into an ordinary person. You are really powerful. You injured the vitality of the Soaring Dragon Academy and killed a law enforcement team. Who is it? Lin Fei frowned. Immediately, a black figure with a delicate fragrance appeared in his field of vision. It was actually a young girl, and a very beautiful one at that. Ha ha ha! The young girl in black giggled. You even dared to kill the people of the law enforcement team. Why are you afraid of a weak girl like me? Lin Fei frowned again and thought to himself, what a powerful charm technique. Enough. Don't use charm technique in front of me. If you anger me, I will destroy you. His mind swayed and he dispelled the charm technique. With just a few words, Lin Fei realized that the young girl in front of him was very dangerous, especially since she could appear silently. Boring, the young girl in black said. Although the young girl in black was very voluptuous and beautiful, Lin Fei did not want to spend any more time with her. His sixth sense had always been very accurate. You are the demoness in their words. Suddenly, Lin Fei raised his head and asked. You are quite smart. You even guessed this. The young girl in black smiled lightly. I am the demoness in their words. Are you very angry now? Do you want to teach me a lesson? Lin Fei was very surprised. This woman was too smart. I know what you men are thinking, the young girl in black said. I see that you have cultivated the Azure Dragon real body, right? Upon hearing this, Lin Fei became more fearful. That's right. The young girl in black blinked. Then, are you interested in doing something big with me? I guarantee that you will benefit greatly. Lin Fei's lips twitched. That is your motive, right? I'm worried that you will sell me out. I was slandered as your accomplice for no reason. If I worked with you, Lin Fei was really worried that I would be tricked. You at least have the combat prowess of a sage. Do you think I can eat you up? The young girl in black giggled. You should find someone else for this. Lin Fei shook his head. He did not want to waste time with this young girl in black. He kept feeling that she was up to no good. If you do not want to cultivate the Azure Dragon real body to great perfection, you can leave. Just as Lin Fei was about to leave, he stopped subconsciously. How do you know that I have not cultivated the Azure Dragon real body to great perfection? Isn't that simple? To cultivate the Azure Dragon real body to great perfection, you need the Azure Dragon divine blood. At that time, you will truly transform into a dragon. At the same time, you will be able to materialize the Azure Dragon battle armor and be unrivaled in close combat. With this, Lin Fei hesitated. As Xiao Chen's strength increased, the Azure Dragon real body gradually revealed its shortcomings. It could no longer match his strength. If he wanted to match it, he had to cultivate the Azure Dragon real body to great perfection. Chapter 471. Lin Fei's heart thump. In other words, he was tempted. Azure Dragon God Blood. Damn, this was equivalent to large success of the Azure Dragon true body. Ever since he cultivated the Azure Dragon true body, Lin Fei realized how strong this body tempering technique was. Damn, large success Azure Dragon true body, its defense was many times stronger. It was truly invincible in close combat. If there really is Azure Dragon God Blood, then my Azure Dragon true body will be able to reach large success. Its defense will also be many times stronger. At that time, even Emperor Realm experts will pale in comparison. Please search for floating astronomy. Azure Dragon True Body was a special body tempering technique that the system evaluated. Naturally, it was extraordinary. Lin Fei forced himself to calm down. Azure Dragon God Blood was too important to him. He definitely couldn't miss this chance. Even if it was just hearsay, Lin Fei wasn't willing to miss this chance. This thing was too important to Lin Fei. He had to pay attention to it. How do I know if you are lying to me? Lin Fei was suspicious. What do you think? The demon girl said. You can go or you can choose not to go. Anyway, the loss isn't mine. The problem returned to Lin Fei. This move was amazing. To go or not to go, this was a question worth considering. Lin Fei glanced at the demoness. He could not see any change in her expression. Her eyes seemed to show that she was certain that he would agree to her request. The importance of the Azure Dragon God Blood was incomparable. In the past 7 years, Lin Fei hadn't given up on finding the Azure Dragon God Blood. Regretfully, there were only a few words about its whereabouts. He didn't even know where it was. Heading to the Saint Hall, Lin Fei also wanted to find out where the Azure Dragon God Blood was. Now that he heard some clues, he had to go no matter what. In case he missed it, Lin Fei would regret it for the rest of his life. Especially when he met a saint killer, it made Lin Fei feel pressure. He could handle it this time. What about next time? He couldn't be sure. The Azure Dragon God Blood was incomparably important. I promise you, Lin Fei said in a deep voice. However, I want to obtain the Azure Dragon Divine Blood. Otherwise, even if you sell me, it won't be enough. The demoness blinked. Don't think badly of me. If it wasn't bad, why would you look for me? It's obvious that I'm the one who's going into the water, yet you're still acting like a good person. Lin Fei cursed in his heart. Rugua, you don't have to tell me if you're worried that I'll act rashly. Goading won't work on me. The witch giggled. However, I can tell you that the item is in the hands of the royal family of the Flying Dragon Dynasty. Without my help, you won't be able to find its whereabouts for the rest of your life. The Flying Dragon Dynasty's royal family. The corner of Lin Fei's eye twitched. What, are you scared? The witch said in disdain. I believe that you know the whereabouts of the Azure Dragon Divine Blood. Lin Fei ignored this gaze. If I don't know, why should I? Rugua told me to pin down the enemy. Forgive me, but I can't do that. What a joke. The Flying Dragon Dynasty was a large dynasty with an Emperor Realm expert guarding it. If he went there rashly, he would be chased for thousands of miles. Only an idiot would be a meat shield. The azure dragon divine blood was good. Rugwa told him to risk his life. It wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it. With Rugwa pinching down the main force, Lin Fei wouldn't go even if he was beaten to death. He wasn't stupid enough to do that. Just do it when you get there. You won't pin down the enemy's main force anyway. The witch giggled. She said in her heart, although I don't know that such an expert popped out of nowhere, I'll be able to pin down the enemy's main force when I get it. I won't be targeted by an Emperor Realm expert. Lin Fei said in his heart, this witch is unstable. Who knows if she'll ask me to pin down the enemy's main force. As long as I get the Azure Dragon Divine Blood, I'll go my separate ways immediately. The witch was very dangerous. Lin Fei was extremely cautious in his heart. Let's do it. Rugwa, if nothing goes wrong, we can do it at night. I'm very strong. Why did you come to me? Lin Fei asked suddenly. You have a strong body. In the Flying Dragon Dynasty, there's a test that requires your help. Is this explanation okay? The witch smiled. Lin Fei sat down. He didn't want to continue asking. He closed his eyes and rested to prepare for the night. After what had happened in the day, killing people and stealing treasures at night was definitely not an easy task. He couldn't avoid a fierce battle. The Flying Dragon Dynasty was one of the large dynasties in the continent. Today, the Flying Dragon Dynasty had been humiliated because of one incident. A group of Saint Elders from Tungfei Academy had been killed by a demonic disciple. This news couldn't be kept a secret. Then, a law enforcement team of the dynasty had been destroyed. With this incident, the demonic disciples had become the target of everyone's hatred. In the Flying Dragon Dynasty, everyone was on high alert. As the law enforcement team arrested some demonic disciples, all the forces subconsciously retreated, afraid of being targeted by the law enforcement team. What? Can't you find out who did it? Whoosh! In the huge mansion, it was dark and gloomy. The atmosphere was depressing. Commander, the demonic disciples we arrested are all small fries. We interrogated all of them. They know nothing about what happened in the day. On the black floor, a law enforcement disciple knelt. Useless. All of you are useless. Commander Tai Xian cursed loudly. Use the soul-searching technique. Yes. The subordinate's body shook. He turned and left. In the hall, besides Commander Tai Xian, there were two other commanders. They all had strong auras. Every move they made was even stronger than a saint's. In other words, these three commanders all had the strength of an emperor. More accurately, they had the strength of a beginner emperor. Brother Tai, are you sure this was done by a demonic disciple and not by a hostile dynasty? Commander Yufeng, who was in silver armor, asked. Tai Xian frowned. Why? You don't believe me? Yufeng smiled. Such a big thing happened. His Majesty will definitely ask about it. We three commanders are interested. But if you bring up what we said just now, what do you think His Majesty will do? I can guarantee that he will be furious. Brother Tai, you have to be careful. There are a lot of people watching the three Izzy below us. Rugwa. Pongbian's red-armored great commander Mu Bai said. I can guarantee that our Izzy might waver because of this. Tai Xian's heart skipped a beat. He broke out in a cold sweat. Thank you for your reminder, Brother Yu. We really need to think about this carefully. His Majesty summons the three commanders. Another law enforcement disciple ran in hurriedly. They really came. The three commanders looked at each other and smiled. The dynasty's treasury? As night fell, Lin Fei and the black-clothed female demon entered the Flying Dragon Dynasty's capital quietly. The huge capital was in a state of panic. The number of patrolling guards had obviously doubled. There were also fewer people on the streets. When he heard that the target was in the dynasty's treasury, Lin Fei was also shocked. Chapter 472. Are you scared? Lin Fei shook his head. You must be joking. The dynasty's treasury isn't a dragon's pool or a tiger's den. Is there a need to be scared? Although he said that, Lin Fei was excited and cautious, which was rare for him. The dynasty's treasury. Lin Fei had already guessed it, but he didn't dare to confirm it before hearing the result. Ordinary people couldn't get their hands on such a treasure. In the Flying Dragon dynasty, other than the dynasty's treasury, there was no other similar place. Stealing a treasure from the dynasty's treasury, Lin Fei was excited just thinking about it. If he could get his hands on it, it would be great. At the same time, it was inevitable that he would be hunted by the dynasty's experts. For the Azure Dragon's divine blood, Lin Fei decided to take a gamble. Once he cultivated the Azure Dragon real body to the mastery realm, his combat power would increase greatly. Just his defense alone would be enough to leave them in the dust. The Demoness knew about the Azure Dragon real body, so what she said must be reasonable. If he didn't fight, he wouldn't know. This is for you. Wear it later. The Demoness passed something to Lin Fei. This is. Lin Fei grabbed it in his hand. It was thin and soft. The Demoness had a strange look. You don't know about shape-shifting? Lin Fei was shocked. This is shape-shifting. Lin Fei had heard of shape-shifting before. It was said that after wearing it, one's spirit, chi, and spirit would change greatly. It was equivalent to a powerful disguise. Unless it was an itinerant immortal patriarch, no one would be able to tell the difference. It was worth at least 10 million true origin crystals. It didn't look expensive, but it was very difficult to buy. It had reached the point where it was priceless. Of course, the Demoness said in disdain, you can't be going to the treasury with your true appearance, right? This Demoness was too rich. She had two shape-shifting at once. No wonder she dared to make a move on the dynasty's treasury. She was determined to get it and had made preparations. No! After putting on the myriad transformations, Lin Fei's delicate face turned into that of an old man in the blink of an eye, as if he had experienced countless vicissitudes of life. There was nothing special about him, and he was so ordinary that if he was thrown into a sea of people, no one would recognize him at first glance. This thing is really amazing. If I have the chance in the future, I must get a few for myself. Lin Fei thought, when the time comes, I won't have to worry about robbing people. Lin Fei had become an old man, while the Demoness had become an average-looking woman. Her lively aura had also been restrained. If it wasn't for the fact that they had been traveling together, Lin Fei wouldn't have been able to discover her flaws. Later, just follow behind me. Don't act on your own. I won't save you if you're trapped in the dynasty's treasure vault. Lin Fei said, you don't have to worry about that. I'm not that stupid. Lin Fei was looking forward to stealing treasures from the dynasty's treasury. Indeed, the skilled were bold. The imperial capital of the Flying Dragon dynasty was heavily patrolled. Guards came and went, constantly patrolling. Lin Fei and the Demoness were both experts, so they approached the imperial palace without any obstructions. Under the night sky, the Flying Dragon imperial palace was resplendent and magnificent. It was like a high and mighty giant overlooking the entire imperial capital. Lin Fei didn't need to do anything. He just followed the Demoness and secretly memorized the surrounding geography. He didn't dare to completely trust the Demoness, so he had to leave a way out for himself. This was called being prepared. Later, follow behind me. There are formations everywhere in the imperial capital's imperial palace. The Demoness turned her head, her expression solemn. Lin Fei nodded. I understand. They left from the main entrance and went around to the most remote part of the imperial palace. The Demoness seemed to have already planned this. She took out a treasure and covered the two of them, then walked in from the corner of the wall. Lin Fei had many treasures, but compared to the Demoness, it was like the difference between heaven and earth. After entering the imperial palace, Lin Fei found that the Demoness was very familiar with the layout of the imperial palace. She avoided all the patrolling guards and hidden posts. It wasn't the first time that Lin Fei had entered the imperial palace, but it was the first time for him to enter a large imperial palace. The formless pressure made Lin Fei feel deep fear. The imperial palaces he had seen before paled in comparison. It was no wonder that experts didn't like to enter the imperial palace. It was like a dragon's pool and a tiger's den. Lin Fei, who wasn't afraid of anything, also felt great pressure in the imperial palace. If he wasn't careful, all the experts in the imperial palace would come out. Even if Lin Fei had great abilities, he would still be mercilessly killed. After the time it took for an incense stick to burn, Lin Fei and the demoness entered the imperial palace. At this moment, the demoness' expression was also grave. She wasn't as calm as before. It seemed that she also felt some pressure. Lin Fei didn't dare to use his divine sense, but he could easily sense the strong hidden auras. Every once in a while, his divine sense would interweave. Even a mosquito wouldn't be able to sneak in. The imperial palace was heavily guarded. If it weren't for the demoness' extraordinary treasures, the two of them wouldn't be able to enter this place. Even so, Lin Fei still felt uneasy. The imperial palace of the Flying Dragon dynasty was really full of experts. There were more than 10 Emperor Realm experts. Not to mention Saint Realm experts, there were almost a group of them. Any Emperor Realm expert that entered the imperial palace would die. Lin Fei really admired the demoness. She had the guts to enter a place that even Emperor Realm experts didn't dare to. She really fit the description of the demoness. That was why the demoness was so unscrupulous. Of course, the demoness treasures also made Lin Fei's eyes brighten. The demoness definitely had a high status. When a heavy black door appeared not far away, the two of them's eyes brightened. The door to the imperial palace's treasury. There was no need to hide in the imperial palace's treasury. With such power, there was still someone who could enter. How do we get in? Lin Fei asked with his divine sense. There were many strong auras hidden around the door. The guarding power was much stronger than before. The demoness smiled without saying anything. She brought Lin Fei and appeared behind a fake mountain. Then, she opened a small teleportation door. This is a fixed teleportation door. Lin Fei was shocked. Could it be the teleportation door to the treasury? What do you think? Lin Fei was speechless. Teleportation talismans were precious. A fixed teleportation talisman was dozens of times more valuable than other teleportation talismans. Lin Fei was more and more suspicious of the demoness' identity. How could she take out such a fixed teleportation talisman? What are you waiting for? Let's go in. The two of them quickly entered the teleportation door. Then, the teleportation door disappeared. The slight movement attracted the patrolling guards. After checking, they didn't find anything. Are we inside the Imperial Palace's treasury? After standing in the interior of a tall building. This is the periphery of the treasury. The demoness looked calm, but excitement flashed in her eyes. Our things are inside. Don't touch the things in the periphery. There are formations on them. It's huge. One couldn't see the end of it. They might have easily entered the Imperial Palace's treasury from the outside. However, the value of the resources was inestimable. The things in the periphery looked good. Lin Fei wasn't in the mood at all. He focused on the Azure Dragon Divine Blood. They walked past one door after another, gradually heading to the core area. This guy has a good temperament. He can resist making a move along the way. The demoness thought to herself, unfortunately, that treasure is too important. I can't be careless. I need to find someone to restrain the enemy's main force. So, I have to sacrifice you. From now on, we're in the core treasury. Standing in front of a door, the demoness said, there are a total of 3 floors in the core treasury. Your Azure Dragon Divine Blood is in the innermost floor. There are puppets guarding all 3 floors. What you have to do is delay them. Only then can I suppress them. Lin Fei heaved a sigh of relief. I'll do my best. Voila! The two charged in. Just like what was said, after pushing the door open, there was a space behind. A black puppet was guarding it. Pung! With a direct hit, Lin Fei was sent flying. It was a very strong puppet. Azure Dragon True Body. Water Fire Lotus. Lin Fei moved his waist and activated his strongest defense. He started to buy time for the demoness. Azure Dragon True Body is indeed a top-notch body refining technique. It can actually block the attack of Netherkill. If I personally make a move, I won't be able to reach that brat's level. The chances of getting that treasure will be higher. The demoness was shocked. She didn't slow down and started to take out treasures. Lin Fei was in great pain. The puppet's attack was too overbearing. Even with the Azure Dragon True Body, he still felt pain. After the time it took to drink a cup of tea, the puppet stopped. An hour later, the second floor opened. 2 hours later, the third layer was broken through as well. Lin Fei was panting. His face was pale. A large amount of quintessence had been consumed. This is 10,000-year spiritual milk. It can recover quintessence quickly. A milky white bottle appeared in front of Lin Fei. Good stuff. After taking a look, Lin Fei was sure that it was good stuff. It was a genuine 10,000-year spiritual milk. It was priceless. Lin Fei drank it in one gulp and refined it. After a while, his pale face returned to normal. His consumed quintessence had also recovered to about 80%. Amazing, Lin Fei thought to himself. He didn't dare to ask for 10,000-year spiritual milk. He might not be able to buy it even if he had the money. After recovering 80% of his quintessence, Lin Fei stood up. Thank you for your 10,000-year spiritual milk. No need to thank me. Without your help, I wouldn't have been able to enter. The demoness said. Let's go in now. The black door was pushed open. The third floor came into view. This place was not small either. Treasures floated everywhere in Xiao Chen's vision. There were at least dozens of treasures. Every treasure emitted might, but it was blocked by the array. Profound heavenly spiritual treasure? When Lin Fei's gaze landed on the nearest hammer-shaped treasure, he couldn't help but exclaim. This is a high-grade profound heavenly spiritual treasure. The demoness disapproved. Don't even think about making a move. The Flying Dragon Dynasty's Majesty's spiritual sense is left on it. Touching the profound heavenly spiritual treasure is the same as alerting that old fart. The profound heavenly spiritual treasure was precious, but Lin Fei wasn't interested. The Azure Dragon Divine Blood was the most important. Your Azure Dragon Divine Blood is about 300 zhang to your left. Lin Fei looked in that direction. Floating in the air, there was a smear of golden blood. It was hard not to notice it. This is the Azure Dragon Divine Blood? Chapter 473. P.S. The renovation is nearing its end and I'm extremely busy. Please forgive me. The renovation has been going on for 3 months, and there are only 10 days left. By then, I'll be able to write without worry. Azure Dragon God's Blood. Less than an inch away, Lin Fei clearly saw what he had been dreaming of. God's blood that could greatly increase his defense. God's blood that could make even Emperor Realm experts feel inferior. God's blood that he had spent so much effort to finally see. The rumored rare Azure Dragon God's Blood. Now that the Azure Dragon God's Blood had finally appeared before Lin Fei, how could he not be excited? Lin Fei had never imagined that he would be so close to the Azure Dragon God's Blood one day. It could allow him to complete the Azure Dragon True Body. In his eyes, the Golden God's blood emitted a boundless pressure. Sometimes, it would transform into a golden dragon, swimming back and forth, displaying its tyrannical attitude. Sometimes, it would return to the Golden God's blood. How is it? I didn't lie to you, right? This is the genuine Azure Dragon God's blood. It's very rare in the entire continent. The black-clad demoness turned around. It is indeed the Azure Dragon God's blood. Lin Fei nodded, thank you. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to see it. This was the truth. Azure Dragon God's blood. If not for the demoness revealing the whereabouts of the God's blood, Lin Fei might have to spend a few more years. He might not even have the slightest doubt in her words. The dynasty's treasury was filled with experts. The azure dragon god's blood was placed at the core of the treasury. Unless one knew beforehand, one could forget about knowing its whereabouts. Lin Fei would never know. As for auctioning the azure dragon god's blood, Lin Fei did not have the ability to compete at all. Even though he could obtain countless Zhen Yuan crystals by killing others, the existence of the core lake meant that Lin Fei's net worth would shrink drastically. How could he bid? Bid? Dream on. It could be said that this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. If they missed this opportunity, who knew when the next one would come? Lin Fei could not wait for the next one. You've seen the azure dragon god's blood. Our partnership ends here. The demoness said, how you get the azure dragon god's blood will depend on yourself. Damn, so ruthless. Lin Fei had already expected that the demoness would not be so kind. As expected, they did not get along well with each other inside. That's fine too. We don't owe each other anything. Let me give you a reminder. Once the array is broken, the treasure vault will immediately be surrounded by experts. You must be mentally prepared. Lin Fei's heart skipped a beat. For some reason, a bad feeling arose in his heart. There was something strange about this demoness. The one who strikes first gains the upper hand, and the one who strikes later suffers a calamity. Lin Fei's movements were fast, but the demoness was even faster. A black shadow appeared in front of a treasure in the depths. With a wave of her hand, golden particles appeared, followed by a buzzing sound. Gold-devouring beetles. Lin Fei was shocked. The gold-devouring beetle was a species that had gone extinct long ago. Because of its powerful destructive ability and its innate ability to devour, it was an existence that human martial artists had always feared. Moments after the gold-devouring beetles flew out, Lin Fei saw tiny holes being torn open on the formation. The holes were densely packed together, forming fist-sized holes. Indeed, she is prepared. While Lin Fei was shocked, he did not want to fall behind, so he quickly released Hairball. At this moment, he did not care about anything else. He had to obtain the Azure Dragon Divine Blood. If he had been slightly slower, Lin Fei had every reason to believe that once the demoness obtained the item, he would definitely be unlucky. Those experts outside would not just sit and wait to steal the Azure Dragon Divine Blood. Get the Divine Blood out of there! Lin Fei immediately instructed Hairball. At the crucial moment, Hairball would not delay. Without saying anything, she executed Void Travel. Although the formation before her was astonishingly mighty, if she used brute force to break it, she would not be able to do so in a short time. Hairball ignored the formation. Her figure flashed as she entered the formation. Then, she picked up a jade bottle and pointed the bottle down, preparing to collect the Azure Dragon Divine Blood. A spatial mutated beast. The demoness was very confident. The gold-devouring beetles were about to break out of the formation. She subconsciously looked at the other party. This look was fine, but when she saw it, she frowned. Her cherry lips parted slightly, and surprise filled her face. This is definitely a spatial mutated beast with the ability to travel through space. I can't be wrong. Who exactly is he? How can he have such a precious spatial mutated beast? Even the giants of the demonic Dao sects might not have a spatial mutated beast. Could he be the young master of a large clan? Otherwise, how could he have a spatial mutated beast? The demoness was thoroughly stunned. The demoness knew how to break the formation of the dynasty's treasure trove. She had calculated that the other party would not be able to break the formation within a short time. This was her chance. What was already in the bag started to develop in another direction after the spatial mutated beast appeared. Who are you? How can you have a spatial mutated beast? Right now, we do not owe each other anything. Why should I tell you? Lin Fei retorted indifferently. He had expected the other party to ask this. The demoness was speechless. Why should I ask him? This is infuriating. This is really infuriating. When this lady obtains the treasure, I will definitely teach you a lesson. Hairball moved quickly and poured the Azure Dragon Divine Blood into the pristine jade bottle. Lin Fei finally relaxed. This trip should be a daunting one without any mishaps. As long as he refined the Azure Dragon Divine Blood, his Azure Dragon True Body would reach great perfection. At that time, he would be free to roam the world. Woo, woo, woo. The moment Hairball came out of the formation, something strange happened. A huge face suddenly appeared in the sky above the huge core treasury. Its cold eyes did not contain any emotion as it stared at the two of them. Oh no, I've been discovered. Lin Fei's heart trembled. His sword intent swept out and tore apart the suppression. He understood that the formation had a backup plan. On the other side, the demoness expression changed greatly. She could not help but curse, "You undying old thing. You actually gave me fake information. When we return, I will teach you a lesson." "Brat, you're going to get me killed this time." Lin Fei pouted and put the pristine jade bottle away. "What's that got to do with me? You didn't remind me earlier." At the same time, in Dynasty's palace, His Majesty Fei Long, who was summoning the three commanders, had rage flashing through his expressionless face. He looked at the three commanders with his deep eyes. "What are you three commanders doing? Someone has even entered the dynasty's treasure vault." The three commanders had ugly expressions on their faces. They were still racking their brains over Tingfei Academy and the law enforcement team being killed. Now, someone had broken into Dynasty's treasury without any warning. How could they not look terrible? "Your Majesty, please calm down." The three commanders were terrified. "I want to see who did it." "Don't worry, Your Majesty. Experts have gathered in Dynasty's treasury. We won't disappoint Your Majesty. You may leave." Chapter 474. In the imperial capital under the resplendent starry sky, as many figures appeared in the sky above the imperial palace, it caused a huge commotion. As the cultivators of the imperial capital, they had never seen so many experts appear in the imperial palace. Every aura made them feel pressured and shocked. These cultivators all looked at the sky above the imperial palace. The figures in the sky were all experts of the dynasty. Who knows what happened? Why did so many experts appear in the imperial palace? The auras of these experts are too strong. Every aura is at least at the Grandmaster level. They give off an immense pressure. They are too strong. The guards of the imperial palace are indeed the most difficult place to break into. Someone must have barged into the imperial palace. Facing so many experts, even an Emperor Realm Master would have to die in the underworld. Look, the three commanders have appeared. Something big has happened. Otherwise, the three commanders would not have appeared together. They are all Imperial Realm experts. The cultivators below all had very good eyesight. When the three commanders appeared, they immediately recognized them. Everyone in the Flying Dragon Dynasty knew about the three commanders of the law enforcement team. They were very powerful, and all the clans had to give them face. When the three commanders appeared, black-armored law enforcement squads surged with killing chi as they surrounded the sky. The Imperial Palace's formations activated, and ripples spread out in the Imperial Palace under the night sky. "Let's go in," Tai Xian said coldly. "Chase them out first. We must capture them alive. Otherwise, we will not be able to answer to His Majesty." The silver-armored Yufeng said. "If the three of us make a move, we will not let them off easily." Mu Bai said coldly. The three of them were in a mess. Coupled with this matter, they even had the urge to kill. If they did not handle this matter well, their status would plummet. Capturing them alive was a must. How audacious of them to barge into the dynasty treasury and offend the dragon might was unforgivable. Soon, Lin Fei could already feel the strong auras outside. Hairball, snatch something. Originally, Lin Fei only wanted to get the Azure Dragon Divine Blood and sneak in before leaving. Now that he had been discovered, Lin Fei had no intention of hiding. Since he was here, he might as well make a fortune. A profound heavenly spiritual treasure. If his killing sword could devour a profound heavenly spiritual treasure, its grade would definitely rise to a whole new level. Perhaps it could even advance from a true treasure to a profound heavenly spiritual treasure. How could he miss such an opportunity? Master, why didn't you say so earlier? I've always wanted to sweep this place. Waha. Hairball was in high spirits. She loved this kind of bad thing the most. Invincible sword will tear the formation. Lin Fei pointed out with a finger, and a sharp sword will filled the air, blasting on the formation. However, it only caused ripples to appear, but it did not move in the slightest. Lin Fei instantly lost his mind, allowing Hairball to move freely. Let's start with that fan-shaped profound heavenly spiritual treasure. Lin Fei didn't want to miss this opportunity. However many profound heaven spirit treasures he could obtain would be taken. As for whether they were good or bad, he would decide after obtaining them. The rest could wait. In just a few breaths, the fan-shaped profound heavenly spirit treasure was delivered. Invincible sword will suppress the treasure. Without the formation's control, the profound heavenly spiritual treasure flew out. The sword will turned into threads, forming an inescapable net, trapping the profound heavenly spiritual treasure layer by layer. A moment later, Lin Fei kept the profound heavenly spiritual treasure into the system's storage. This scene was also seen by the black-robed witch, and she was once again stimulated. The profound heavenly spiritual treasure was actually suppressed by that brat. The black-robed witch knew the profound heavenly spiritual treasure the best. The profound heavenly spiritual treasure already had a certain level of spirituality. To control the profound heavenly spiritual treasure required a certain amount of time. Otherwise, the profound heavenly spiritual treasure would automatically escape. The black-robed witch only dared to make a move because of the secret treasure. If she was empty-handed, she would definitely not be able to suppress it. Hairball's speed was very fast. After collecting the 5 profound heavenly spiritual treasures, 3 powerful auras came from the outside. In the void, 3 phantoms suddenly appeared. Not good, an Emperor Realm expert is here. The black-robed witch's expression darkened when she obtained the treasures. Lin Fei's brows twitched. As expected of an Emperor Realm expert. Just the aura alone is enough to give people a huge pressure, completely suppressing their strength. Invincible sword will. An Emperor Realm expert's aura was quite terrifying. Lin Fei's heart skipped a beat. The sword will around his body turned into threads. Invincible sword will resisted the Emperor Realm's aura and kept Hairball inside. I'll break out first. You continue. Bastard. The black-robed witch clearly felt 3 pairs of eyes on her. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. The black-robed witch quickly rushed out as well. A Tianluo umbrella protected her above her head. As it spun, the Emperor Realm's aura was cut off and she broke through the restrictions of the Emperor Realm's aura. Deadly flying needle. One of the 3 Emperor Realm experts swayed and turned into a huge white bone needle. In a blink of an eye, it was a divine consciousness attack. Immovable Wisdom King. The Immovable Wisdom King was powerful. Faced with this divine consciousness attack, Lin Fei's expression changed slightly. He managed to block it, but the terrifying attack of an Emperor Realm divine consciousness was not that easy to block. Fortunately, I learned the Immovable Wisdom King, so I'm not seriously injured. Unbeknownst to them, Commander Mu Bai's expression darkened when he used the divine consciousness attack. He, an Emperor Realm expert, had taken care of a burly man at great perfection mystique venerable rank, but he could not kill his opponent. As the treasury was an important place of dynasty, no one dared to barge in recklessly. The law enforcement team and the dynasty experts did not dare to barge in recklessly. Despicable brat, if it wasn't an important place of dynasty, my divine consciousness attack would have crushed him. Mu Bai was furious. What? You also failed? Commander Ironheart was astonished. That brat cultivated a godly soul mystique technique and blocked my attack, Mubai said. They'll definitely come out from inside. The dynasty's treasury is already surrounded by formations. The void is also sealed and the teleportation talismans are useless. Once they come out, it's as good as walking into a trap. Yu Feng sneered as his gaze fell on the entrance of the dynasty's treasury. Law enforcement team, listen up. Get into formation. Inside the dynasty's treasury. Brat, you want to charge out just like that? The black-robed witch chased after him with the Tianluo umbrella on her head. Lin Fei said, If I don't charge out, am I supposed to sit here and wait for death? Although he did not know why they did not come in, Lin Fei knew in his heart that there was probably a mountain of knives and a sea of fire outside. A martial arts fanatic. The black-robed witch looked at him with disdain. I can guarantee that as long as you go out, you'll be killed by them in less than 3 breaths. I don't need you to tell me that, Lin Fei said in his heart. Could it be that you have a way? Their speed of charging out slowed down. At that moment they were almost at the periphery. I do have a way. We have a 50% chance of escaping. After that, we'll have to face the Flying Dragon Dynasty's wrath. The black-robed witch's smile was very scary. Lin Fei guessed that this witch must have come up with some bad ideas. This is the Heavenly Thunder Divine Pearl. The black-robed witch took out a black pearl. Lin Fei instantly turned pale with fright. Are you thinking of? Lin Fei almost cursed out loud. The Heavenly Thunder Divine Pearl contained a trace of divine thunder from an emperor's tribulation. This trace of divine thunder was equivalent to 70% of an emperor's peak stage expert's combat power. Chapter 475. Lunatic. She is definitely a lunatic. This is the Heavenly Thunder Divine Pearl. Once it explodes, it will have boundless might. It will definitely destroy most of the dynasty's treasury. The consequences can be easily imagined. Occasionally, Lin Fei would go crazy. He discovered that the black-clad demon lady was even crazier than him. She even dared to use a forbidden item like the Heavenly Thunder Divine Pearl. She was extraordinarily courageous. Lin Fei finally understood why he had to endure the rage of the dynasty. If it were anyone else, they would not be in a good mood after the dynasty's treasury was destroyed, especially when the other party was the dynasty. The dynasty could not afford to lose its face. Rage was inevitable. Speaking of which, if it was as the black-clad demon lady said, and they forced their way out, they might be killed on the spot. Lin Fei's Azure Dragon True Body was very powerful, but it was far from being able to block their attacks, unless the Azure Dragon True Body reached great perfection. Right now, this seemed to be the only path that the black-clad demon lady mentioned. Aren't you worried that the Heavenly Thunder Divine Pearl will destroy us? Suddenly, Lin Fei thought of something. You want me to be a meat shield so that you can use the Heavenly Thunder Divine Pearl? The black-clad demon lady rolled her eyes. This lady does not care for a meat shield like you. Lin Fei smiled dryly. This lady has a treasure that requires 2 people to use together. It can block the might of the Heavenly Thunder Divine Pearl. Furthermore, with your Azure Dragon True Body, the impact will be minimal. We can use the time when they are distracted and injured to charge out of their encirclement. The black-clad demon lady was very confident. Lin Fei could not help but think. In reality, he was tempted. Are you sure that your treasure can block the might of the Heavenly Thunder Divine Pearl? Lin Fei asked. I do not want to be your meat shield. I will only feel at ease if you make an oath to the Heavenly Tao. The Heavenly Thunder Divine Pearl contained the heavenly lightning of the heavenly tribulation. It was a heaven-defying existence that could kill a sovereign realm expert if they were not careful. No matter how arrogant Lin Fei was, he would not dare to clash head-on with the heavenly lightning for now, unless he was out of his mind. Clash head-on? Dream on. The black-clad demon lady felt helpless, but she could not do anything. You win. She raised her hand and swore an oath to the heavenly Tao. Before she broke out, she would not harm the other party. Lin Fei was relieved. He was not afraid of the other party playing any tricks. Wait for me, I'll be right back. After several breaths of time, Lin Fei returned. We can break through now. The black-robed demoness had been paying attention all along. She admired this brat's ruthlessness. He had emptied a few mountains of Zhen Yuan crystals, which were worth at least 5 billion Zhen Yuan crystals. The power displayed by that miraculous spatial beast shocked the black-clad demoness once again. This is the astral shield. It is refined from the stars in the sky. It is also the only special material that can withstand the heavenly thunder. I will teach you how to control it later. Together with your green dragon true body, we will definitely be able to escape safely. Outside Dynasty's treasure vault, the expressions of the three commanders were complicated. After the first wave of probing, the three commanders realized that the two people inside were not so easy to deal with. One of them was only a mystique venerable one with a sturdy astral soul that was on par with a great perfection saint. The other woman had sage-level strength. Her protective treasure was extremely powerful, and it could block divine sense attacks. She was even more difficult to deal with than the previous one. Prince Fei is here. The three commanders were shocked. Why was Prince Fei here? Could it be that His Majesty couldn't wait any longer? Greetings, Crown Prince. The luxuriously dressed young master revealed an arrogant expression. He walked over, and his aura was not any weaker than the three commanders. Forget it. Prince Fei waved his hand. His Majesty has ordered that anyone who enters the treasure vault shall be killed without mercy. The three commanders' expressions changed. Previously they were captured alive. Now they were killed without mercy. They did not dare to ask further. Don't worry, Crown Prince. They are just two petty thieves. Prince Fei Long said. Then I will have to trouble the three commanders. His Majesty has ordered us to ignore the treasure vault. The situation was serious. Something big must have happened. Something that even His Majesty was furious about. Kill! Without hesitation, the three commanders charged into the treasure vault. Prince Fei thought, it's a pity that His Majesty didn't let me do it. Otherwise, I would be able to make a great contribution and secure my position as Crown Prince. Boom! All of a sudden, an extremely terrifying aura spread out from the inside and out. Damn it, this is the aura of heavenly thunder! Prince Fei Long was shocked. The dazzling red was especially eye-catching under the night sky. As it flashed by, the buildings were instantly razed to the ground. The experts guarding outside the treasure vault were swept by the heavenly thunder divine light. A martial grandmaster died. A mystique venerable one died. A sage also died. The emperors vomited blood. The overbearing heavenly thunder divine light was like an overbearing emperor. It crushed them one by one in an unstoppable manner. The martial artists who were paying attention to the treasure vault were instantly dumbfounded. The clans, big and small, were also dumbfounded. The sect representatives were also dumbfounded. In a breath's time, the sealed treasure vault was swept by the heavenly thunder divine light, and the sealing power was reduced to 20 to 30%. Cough, cough, cough. Under the ruins, a black shadow rushed into the sky. Damn it, I was almost killed because of you. Lin Fei was in a sorry state, and his face was still unnatural. I'm not going to bother with you anymore. I'm leaving. The witch in black tore the teleportation talisman and disappeared in front of Lin Fei with a playful smile. Damn it, I was tricked again. She wants me to be the scapegoat. Seeing the black-robed witch leave, Lin Fei silently cursed himself for being a pighead. How did she get ahead of him? Now, he had become the main attraction. His expression turned even more grave. He had been on guard against her all this time. He had not expected her to run away so quickly. Kill him, kill him! Powerful auras rushed forward with murderous intent. Whoosh, 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 3 powerful auras locked onto Lin Fei, approaching him from afar. Go! Without guessing, Lin Fei knew that the 3 Emperor Realm Masters behind him were still alive. He sighed in his heart. Even under the attack of the Heavenly Thunder Divine Pearl, he did not die. The vitality of an Emperor Realm Master was indeed strong. 5 Blow thunderstruck. The Divine Thunder roared, boundless. In the Divine Thunder area, Divine Thunder as thick as a water bucket struck down. Every Divine Thunder attack took a life. Lin Fei activated the Azure Dragon True Body and wielded the True Treasure, the Killing Sword. Without any hesitation, he charged forward and killed the person who came. In a short time, Lin Fei rushed to the edge of the palace. Golden Bell cover. The 3 commanders finally caught up. They were even more battered than Lin Fei. Their armor was broken, and they looked like beggars on the street. All of their faces were pale, and their injuries were not light. They had long lost their previous calmness. Golden Bell cover came down from the sky. The black sky turned into a boundless golden sky. Lin Fei's expression changed. Profound Heaven's spiritual treasure. Lin Fei had long ignored the pressure of a true treasure. A profound Heaven's spiritual treasure's power was more than 10 times that of a true treasure. Golden Bell cover came down. Lin Fei immediately felt that all his escape routes were blocked. As long as he was covered, he would not be able to escape from the other party's suppression. Facing force with force, Lin Fei was not afraid at all. This kind of suppression profound Heaven's spiritual treasure, Lin Fei had to pay attention to it. Kuan Peng transformation. At the moment of danger, Lin Fei's body changed. His huge body was no less than 1,000 miles, and he crashed into the void. Golden Bell cover landed on Lin Fei's body. Because of his huge body, it could not suppress him immediately. This was an opportunity for Lin Fei. The sword intent shattered the void, and Lin Fei rushed into the endless void. Chapter 476. Cough, cough, cough. A arcane spiritual treasure is not something a real treasure can compare to. It's extraordinary. I cultivated a mysterious body-refining technique, and yet I could not withstand a single blow from the arcane spiritual treasure. If I had not transformed into a rock, I would have been severely injured. When he emerged from the void again, Lin Fei had returned to his previous appearance. His face was even paler and there was a trace of blood at the corner of his mouth. The attack from the arcane spiritual treasure, the Golden Bell Shield, had already injured Lin Fei. The attacker was an Emperor-rank powerhouse. Even if an Emperor-rank powerhouse was injured, he was still a true Emperor-rank powerhouse. His attack was incomparably sharp. Lin Fei was glad that he had dodged in time. If he had not reacted quickly earlier, he might have been suppressed. If that happened, he would have been doomed eternally. It was precisely because of the arcane spiritual treasure's attack that Lin Fei could not travel in the void for a long time. Hence, he was forced out of the void. The void winds were fierce, and it was difficult for him to withstand even with his injuries. Damn it, it's all because of that despicable demoness. Please don't let me encounter her. Lin Fei clenched his teeth in anger at the black-clad demonic woman. He had nearly died. Oh no, she's catching up again. Lin Fei chose a direction and spread his wind wings, leaving behind an afterimage. After being attacked by the arcane spiritual treasure, Lin Fei had no chance of winning against 3 Emperor-rank powerhouses. Unless he was alone, especially when he was injured. A moment later, the 3 commanders chased after him. That fellow can't have gone far. I can smell the lingering scent of blood. Tai Xian raised an eyebrow, her gaze fierce. He can block my Golden Bell Shield with his great perfection mystique, venerable strength. That fellow is quite powerful. However, he won't be able to escape from us this time. Mu Bai was the one who used the Golden Bell Shield earlier. When we catch that brat, I'll let him have a taste of all the torture the enforcement team has to offer, Yu Feng said coldly. Yu Feng's words were equivalent to the thoughts of the 3 commanders. If they did not have the arcane spiritual treasure on them that blocked part of the attack at the crucial moment, they would have died long ago. How could they swallow this insult? No, absolutely not. Between the two of them, one of them had escaped and they could do nothing about it, but that didn't mean they couldn't deal with the other. At this moment, they couldn't care less about their pride. If he couldn't complete the task given to him by His Majesty, he could forget about becoming a commander in the future. Killing the other party was the key. Whoosh whoosh whoosh, the three commanders chased after him without hesitation. Crown Prince, it's not appropriate for us to make a move. Under the night sky, a figure suddenly appeared, followed by the surrounding servants. There's nothing inappropriate about that, Prince Fei said. The three great commanders are incompetent. This Crown Prince will personally make a move and capture them alive. It's better than being killed, and we can find out who the mastermind is. That was what he said on the surface, but in reality, Prince Fei still had lingering fear in his heart. He was almost killed by the heavenly lightning. When the divine lightning pearl erupted, Prince Fei just happened to be at the entrance of the dynasty's treasury. If he hadn't used his supreme-grade true treasure and arcane heaven spiritual treasure to block the might of the divine lightning pearl at the crucial moment, his head would have been separated from his body by now. Prince Fei had never experienced such treatment before. However, Prince Fei was not like the three great commanders. They liked to show off, but he could hide it in his heart and make use of the situation to make a move. His father was enraged. Prince Fei seemed to know what was going on. If he could make a contribution, it would definitely be a great contribution. It would affect his future, and Prince Fei would not miss this opportunity. Hence, he personally chased after Xiao Chen with his servant. Crown Prince is mighty. Sovereign Realm experts were indeed worthy of being Sovereign Realm experts. Lin Fei's flying speed was fast, but they weren't slow either. They quickly closed the distance between them, and they could already see each other's figures. Golden Bell Cover. Mubai executed the Golden Bell Cover again. It suddenly appeared above Lin Fei and smashed down ruthlessly. After experiencing the might of the profound heaven's spiritual treasure Golden Bell Cover once, Lin Fei naturally didn't dare to take it head-on. With a thought, he executed the Azure Dragon True Body, protected himself with the Water Fire Lotus, and blocked this attack with a mountain-like sword intent. Although Lin Fei blocked it easily, it was not easy at all. The qi and blood in his body surged, and he held it in to prevent himself from vomiting blood. In the past, Lin Fei could rely on the Azure Dragon True Body and the Water Fire Lotus to protect himself, and he could ignore Saint. Only an emperor would know how terrifying it was. Boom, 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 the great commander, Mubai, did not believe that the other party could withstand the attack of his profound heaven's spiritual treasure. The mountains and rivers below were almost razed to the ground by the profound heaven's spiritual treasure's attack. The ground seemed to have been crushed as cracks appeared everywhere. Boom! Lin Fei was sent flying by the Golden Bell Cover and crashed into a towering mountain. He was immediately crushed into a pile of rubble. A mere great perfection mystique venerable rank isn't worthy of fighting us. Mubai was truly unsettled. Since when did he have to use the profound heaven's spiritual treasure against a great perfection mystique venerable rank fellow? Oh no, that fellow is burrowing. Tai Xian cursed under her breath. She grabbed at the rubble with her giant hand and suddenly grabbed downward. A figure flew out before them, wobbling. How is this possible? He's still not dead. Mubai knew better than anyone the might of the profound heaven's spiritual treasure earlier. Even a saint powerhouse would not be able to bear the consequences. Yet the other party managed to withstand it. Damn it, they're too strong. We can't continue like this. Lin Fei knew better than anyone that his current situation was dire. F***ck, I'm in deep trouble because of the witch. When Lin Fei thought about it, he could not help but curse. If he was smart, he would not be in such a sorry state now. Being upset was one thing, but the key was how to deal with the three Emperor Realm powerhouses behind him. Vitality Ignition. The stored vitality ignition burned rapidly. Lin Fei, who looked like he was about to be caught, suddenly increased his speed. He turned into a black stream of light and quickly increased the distance between them, leaving them behind. D***, how did his speed increase? He even has such explosive power. The three great commanders were about to vomit blood. As long as I have 1 or 2 days, I will have enough time to refine the Azure Dragon Divine Blood and raise the killing sword to the level of a profound heaven spiritual treasure. At that time, who would be afraid of whom? This was the only way for Lin Fei. They don't know what I stole from the treasury. That's my only advantage. Right now, the only thing I need to find is an existence that they fear. 7 years of accumulated primordial qi propelled Lin Fei to move quickly. Activating his essence, Lin Fei quickly shook them off, leaving behind the qi on his body that could not be erased. City, I want to find a strong city. It would be best if there is an Emperor Realm expert guarding it. Moreover, it must be from another empire. Lin Fei came up with a solution. Borrowing the power of the city, he could make the martial emperors fearful and buy enough time for himself. This was the only good way. Stop him. Chapter 477. Rumble, a thunderous sound reverberated through the sky. In the cloudless sky, a terrifying power filled the air, forming an absolutely terrifying zone. Under such an attack, Lin Fei was like a small boat in the middle of a raging storm. He might be drowned in the next breath. Hang in there, we're almost there. Lin Fei did not know which dynasty he was in. Within his divine consciousness, there was a huge aura fluctuation. It was undoubtedly telling Lin Fei that there was a city not far ahead. It might even be a large city. It was already the 2nd day since the 3 Emperor stage powerhouses tried to stop him. If not for the exhaustion of vitality, Lin Fei might not have been able to increase the distance between them. When a vast and boundless plain appeared, the originally cloudless weather instantly turned into a black zone, as well as the harsh weather. Waterspout. Holy Thunder Zone? Lin Fei's heart sank when he saw the scene before him. Where was he? This was definitely not a good place. Before stepping into the central area, Lin Fei realized that this was not a good place. No matter what this place is, I have to barge in. Lin Fei could not turn back. The situation did not allow him to change. Sword Intent Protection. The sword intent turned into threads that quickly wrapped around his body and rushed in. This is Sin Paradise. The 3 commanders' expressions changed. They could not help but feel their scalps go numb. They did not expect to barge into Sin Paradise. The Emperor stage powerhouses did not know what kind of place Sin Paradise was. It was a force comparable to a first-rank sect on the mainland. It was filled with blood, violence, and women. Most importantly, the hands of every cultivator in Sin Paradise were stained with blood. Unable to survive in the outside world, they ultimately chose to take refuge here. Whether it was a Grandmaster, Mystique Venerable, or even a Sage or an Emperor stage powerhouse, if they could not survive outside, they could go to Sin Paradise and live the life they yearned for. This was their paradise. Once, there were forces that joined forces to eradicate Sin Paradise. In the end, the Allied forces were defeated by Sin Paradise. The scattered immortal patriarchs also fell on this battlefield. Since then, Sin Paradise had become a unique force. They never expanded their territory, nor did they cause trouble. They established themselves as kings in their own territory. This was also the reason why the 3 commanders were so afraid after recognizing this place. They didn't dare to make a move in Sin Paradise. What should we do? Tai Shui frowned and asked. Things had already gone beyond their expectations. Once the other party entered Sin Paradise, they could only watch helplessly. Their Flying Dragon dynasty's strength wasn't weak. It was impossible for Evil Paradise to hand over the person. The Flying Dragon dynasty wasn't strong enough to do that. Chase him. We can't let him in. Go all out. Whoosh whoosh whoosh, they unleash their full speed and unleash their full strength. Yuan Qi burn. Charge. Charge. Lin Fei could feel their anxiety. Even though he didn't know the reason, he still seized the opportunity. They were anxious. Why was he so anxious? It must have something to do with this area. The vitality that the system had accumulated was ignited, and its speed suddenly increased as it charged forward. The outskirts of Sin Paradise were usually filled with roaming bandits. They specialized in robbing newcomers and those who wanted to sell illegal goods in Sin Paradise. Precisely because itinerant immortal patriarchs were in charge, Sin Paradise had suddenly become the first choice for selling illegal goods. This place only valued equipment, not people. Due to a powerful force keeping watch, the outside forces were powerless. Usually, those who robbed and looted would usually go to Sin Paradise to sell their goods. Hence, roaming bandits in the outskirts were born, specializing in robbing and killing. When Lin Fei barged in with his great perfection mystique, venerable strength, he caught the attention of some roaming bandit. That kid seems to be a newcomer. He looks like a fat sheep. Everyone, let's go and kill that kid. Lin Fei's intrusion had undoubtedly become a fat sheep in the eyes of others. Whoosh whoosh whoosh, 5 or 6 figures appeared in front of Lin Fei and attacked without any explanation. Die. Lin Fei was racing against time. How could he let them stop him? Kill. Bam bam bam. The sword light swept past, and the group of people in front of him turned into a bloody mist. Immediately, a group of people who wanted to attack stopped. Those who wanted to make a fortune waved their hands and stopped. The fat sheep's resistance piqued their interest. They wanted to see what other tricks this fat sheep had up his sleeves. Lin Fei blasted the people in front of him into pieces with one slash of his sword, leaving behind a silhouette as he rushed deeper into the forest. Those people had never seen such speed before. In the next second, the 3 great emperors appeared. The roaming bandits were all dumbfounded. Those who were prepared to attack had cold sweat dripping from their forehead. Their legs began to tremble. My God, where did that guy come from? He actually provoked the 3 great emperors to attack together. Don't tell me he ked the daughter of an great emperor powerhouse. That's too fierce. Sin Paradise hasn't had such a fierce person in a long time. The group of roaming bandits had never seen 3 great emperor powerhouses join forces to kill a great perfection mystique, venerable fellow. It was like the sun had risen from the west. That guy is about to enter Sin Paradise. If we don't act now, it'll be too late, Mu Bai said through his divine consciousness. We're so murderous that the great emperor powerhouses of Sin Paradise will definitely attack. When that time comes, we can only watch as he leave. That guy is probably at the end of his rope now. I'll use the one-time heaven-grade scroll, 1,000 miles of mountains and rivers, to immobilize that kid. Then, you guys use the arcane spiritual treasures to kill him. This was their only option. If they did not kill the other party, they would not have another chance. Enter Sin Paradise? What a joke. 1,000 miles of mountains and rivers. Yu Feng waved his hand. The one-time scroll, or rather, the heaven-grade scroll, was so painful that he wanted to vomit blood. As soon as the 1,000 miles of mountains and rivers was unleashed, the moving Lin Fei instantly felt a tyrannical force supporting his body. In the void, the 1,000 miles of mountains and rivers suppressed him. Oh no, this is the immobilizing divine ability. They're going to use their killer move. Under the powerful suppression, Lin Fei's figure clearly slowed down. 2 arcane spiritual treasures attacked Lin Fei at the same time. One of them was the golden bell shield, which transformed into a blazing sun. The other was a long black spear, which transformed into a black dragon that charged forward. This joint attack was made with the intent to kill. Lin Fei was instantly in danger. If he did not handle it well, he would die. The power of the 3 great emperor stages attack is indeed astonishing. A heaven-grade scroll and 2 arcane spiritual treasures. They can kill whoever they want. Lin Fei's gaze darkened. Looks like I can only use my secret technique. Lin Fei knew that he had to fight with his life on the line. The three great Emperor stages' attacks brought with them endless pressure. He had no other choice but to use his final trump card. 3000 Immortal Techniques, Great Protective Technique. Chapter 478. P.S. Yesterday I went to the city to buy wash basins and toilet. There were only 20 of them at once. How troublesome. I've been busy all day. Thank you, Luo Yuxuan, for becoming a guardian. Thank you for your support along the way. 3000 Immortal Arts, Great Protective Art. This was a protective immortal art that Lin Fei learned from the Eternal Emperor's treasury. When he ascended to the mystique venerable rank, Lin Fei could choose a mystical secret art. The 3000 Immortal Arts, Great Protective Art, was the one he learned. At the critical moment, Lin Fei decisively used the 3000 Immortal Arts, Great Protective Art. Suddenly, a vast power descended from the sky. It was the 3000 Immortal Arts, the aura of the Immortal Tao. The Great Protective Art was one of the 3000 Immortal Arts with astonishing power. Once this immortal art was used, one's primordial qi would be constantly consumed to form an immortal Tao defense. In other words, this Great Protective Art was an immortal art that consumed primordial qi. There were very few people in the heavenly realm who cultivated this immortal art. It could not withstand the consumption of the Great Protective Art. Over time, it became one of the 3000 immortal arts, so much so that in the end it was forgotten. It had a name but no power. Whoosh whoosh. Lin Fei instantly felt his primordial qi being extracted. The huge whirlpool in his core lake turned into a fountain and was extracted. Damn, so ruthless. As soon as his primordial qi was extracted, Lin Fei grimaced, his heart aching. The 3000 Immortal Arts, the aura of the Immortal Tao, descended from the sky. The three commanders' expressions changed drastically. This was the 3000 Immortal Arts, the aura of the Immortal Tao. It was impossible for them not to recognize it. The immortal art before them was filled with a strange feeling. They did not know what kind of immortal art it was. The three commanders had a bad feeling. Great Protective Art, block block block. The Immortal Tao aura around Lin Fei protected him, forming faintly discernible ripples. Bang bang bang. The arcane sky spiritual treasure, golden bell shield, smashed onto Lin Fei. The mountains and rivers were suppressed. The golden bell shield blasted onto Lin Fei, creating circles of ripples. The power that could destroy any physical body quietly disintegrated. Damn, such an awesome immortal art! Previously, Lin Fei was still distressed by the consumption of his true essence. With just an immortal art, he was actually able to block the attack of a profound heavenly spiritual treasure. This was completely unexpected. The defensive power of this immortal art was actually so strong. Impossible! How could he block it? The three commanders cried out involuntarily. The 3000 Immortal Arts blocked the attack of the profound sky spiritual treasure. It has to be an illusion, it can't be real. A single 3000 immortal technique can't stop it at all. Just what kind of immortal technique is that? Why haven't I seen it before? The most uncomfortable thing for an Emperor Realm expert was that they couldn't kill their opponent with their ultimate move, and they also had to deal with unknown moves. Even though they were emperors, they did not necessarily know all of the 3000 immortal technique. They only knew about 10 or so of them. Bang bang bang. The attacks of the two profound heavenly spiritual treasures landed on Lin Fei at the same time, but they were all blocked by the Grand Protective Art. This can't go on. I have to fight back. I have to fight back. Lin Fei's quintessential essence was constantly being consumed, and his situation was not very good. Great Slicer! Lin Fei gritted his teeth and fought back. He could completely ignore the two profound heavenly spiritual treasures. Before his quintessential essence was completely consumed, Lin Fei used another 3000 immortal technique. In the Xiantian continent, mastering one 3000 immortal technique was already very impressive. Lin Fei used another 3000 immortal technique, which was enough to shock the spectators. A sharp metal aura descended from the sky and turned into a sharp knife in Lin Fei's hand. He slashed at the mountains and rivers, and with a ripping sound, a giant hole was torn open on the mountains and rivers. There's hope. The Great Slicer was effective. Unbeknownst to them, each of the 3000 immortal techniques possessed immense power. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been passed down. Among the 3000 immortal techniques, the Great Slicer was an offensive immortal technique. I cut again. In Lin Fei's hands, the Great Slicer became an invincible sharp knife. The mountains and rivers were constantly being cut open, and the restraining force gradually disappeared. This is the Great Slicer. How did he learn this immortal technique? Quick, stop him. Quick, stop him. The three commanders' expressions changed. They couldn't accept this at all. This guy used another 3000 immortal technique. Motherf *Ker, do you think the 3000 immortal techniques are cheap? Unfortunately, at this time, they had already lost their chance. The Great Protection technique blocked their attacks, and the Great Slicing technique swept through everything. 10,000 li of rivers and mountains was merely the power of a scroll. Facing the 3000 celestial techniques of the Heaven Realm, it was still inferior. They didn't feel good, and Lin Fei didn't feel good either. The 3000 immortal techniques are indeed not easy to use. In the blink of an eye, only about 20% of his true essence remained. Lin Fei was shocked. This was used up too quickly. Whoosh! Lin Fei had escaped from the 10,000 miles of rivers and mountains. I will remember you. After being attacked by the three emperors, Lin Fei finally remembered them. Great Slicer. After escaping, Lin Fei used another 3000 immortal technique. Facing the 3000 immortal technique that was rumored to be able to cut through everything, the three commanders hesitated. They didn't dare to block it head-on. After a moment of hesitation, Lin Fei charged into the core region of Sin Paradise. He escaped. The three emperors attacked, but the other party actually escaped. They couldn't accept this. Especially that last voice, it was no less than a slap to their faces, it was a burning pain. They failed. Damn it! The golden bell cover smashed into the mountain below. The huge mountain was instantly leveled to the ground. Tai Xin attacked furiously. We can't stay here for long. We need to leave. Yufeng spoke, showing rare fatigue on his face. Many powerful auras came from the depths of Sin Paradise. The emperors were here. Their battle was just a matter of a few moments. It was enough for the emperors. If they continued to stay here, what awaited them might not be good. If they were surrounded, they would have no one to complain about it. But are we just going to let it go like this? It doesn't count, so what? The three commanders were silent. Yes, they couldn't catch the other party. So what? They couldn't just kill their way into Sin Paradise. If they really did that, Sin Paradise would probably make a move. The three commanders left dejectedly and hurriedly left. As soon as they left, two black-clothed emperors appeared. They seemed to be the emperors of the Flying Dragon dynasty. Damn it, they left quickly. Otherwise, I would have killed them first. The two emperors appeared arrogantly, as if they didn't care about the three emperors. Strange, why would they enter Sin Paradise? They seem to be trying to kill someone just now. Seems like this person isn't simple. So what? Isn't it just three emperors? He didn't die, so he's a part of our Sin Paradise. We can just send someone to investigate later. The two black-clothed emperors came quickly and left just as quickly. If it weren't for the surrounding bandits, no one would believe that an intense battle had taken place here. Chapter 479. I'm finally in. I'm finally out of danger. After getting rid of the three Emperor Realm experts, Lin Fei's face was abnormally pale. A large amount of quintessential essence had been consumed, causing his expression to change. Looking inside with his divine sense, Lin Fei felt powerless. His surging core lake was about to dry up. More than 10% of his quintessential essence was like the last layer of water at the bottom of the river. 3,000 immortal techniques indeed cannot be used carelessly. In just a short time, I only have 10% of my quintessential essence left. Lin Fei thought, my strength can fight against peak Sage Realm experts, but I'm still far from being an Emperor Realm expert. If they can't kill me, I won't be able to kill them in a short time. After today's battle, Lin Fei had a rough understanding of his own strength. Peak Sage Realm. In a one-on-one fight, he was not afraid of early-stage Emperor Realm experts. If there were more people, it would be a different situation. I need to find a place to refine the Azure Dragon Divine Blood and complete the Azure Dragon True Body. Next time, I can fight to my heart's content against Emperor Realm experts. In the previous battle, Lin Fei was lacking in defense and Profound Heaven's spiritual treasure. First, his defense was still insufficient against Profound Heaven's spiritual treasure. After all, his body had not been tempered to the Profound Heaven's spiritual treasure yet, so he could ignore the attacks of the Profound Heaven's spiritual treasure. If Lin Fei's body tempering technique reached the Profound Heaven's spiritual treasure's Profound Heaven's spiritual treasure, he would definitely be able to severely injure them. Sin Paradise was as difficult as its name suggested. Before Lin Fei came down, all kinds of violence, blood, and eroticism appeared in front of him in his divine sense. Unknowingly, his heart was filled with excitement. Even Lin Fei was surprised. He thought, could it be that I am a person who likes blood and violence from the bottom of my heart? Otherwise, why would I have such a thought? He shook his head and threw this thought to the back of his mind. First, I need to find a place to stay. A large amount of quintessential essence had been consumed, and there were injuries on his body. After the battle outside, there might be people looking for him. A place to stay was a must. 10% of Zhen Yuan's battle prowess was nothing in this Sin Paradise, and if a powerful expert appeared, it would be troublesome. As a matter of fact, Lin Fei descended from the sky and landed in a remote alley. A faintly discernible divine sense swept over. This Sin Paradise is indeed a place where experts gather. Lin Fei frowned. This wasn't going to be easy. It seemed like he was being watched. Brat, hand over all your valuables. So. 3 silhouettes arrived with a loud bang. They were all mystique, venerable ones. If other masters had appeared, Lin Fei might have been worried. They were merely 3 mystique, venerable rank masters. Boom. Lin Fei's divine sense suppressed. The 3 mystique, venerable rank masters immediately realized that they had encountered a powerhouse. Their vision went black and they lost consciousness. After a few breaths, they recovered. The sword intent was locked on them, and they did not dare to act rashly. I'll kill whoever moves. He had wanted to kill them in one fell swoop, but it would be troublesome. After some thought, he realized that he was not familiar with this place, so he had to ask around first. Lin Fei's cold words scared them out of their wits. If he could suppress them with one move, he was definitely not someone they could provoke. Don't kill us. Senior, we were blind, please forgive us. Lin Fei said coldly. Tell me the general situation in Sin Paradise. If anyone dares to hide anything, they will end up like him. With a sweep of the sword intent, the flesh and primordial spirit of a mystique, venerable rank master next to them were instantly crushed. They trembled in fear. They had never seen such a savage person. I'll talk. After using a few tricks, Lin Fei had a general understanding of the situation in Sin Paradise. With a move of the sword intent, the remaining 2 mystique, venerable rank masters were also killed. In a place like Sin Paradise, Lin Fei did not dare to let them go. What he needed now was absolute safety. I didn't expect Sin Paradise to be so big, and the distribution of forces is so complicated. It seems like choosing a good place is not easy. Lin Fei frowned. I can't stay in an inn or anything like that. It seems that those small forces in Sin Paradise like to target new faces. From the 2 of them, Lin Fei had a general understanding of Sin Paradise, especially some of its tricks like the back of his hand. Otherwise, he might really have suffered in Sin Paradise. In Sin Paradise, other than the Eastern District, which was not prepared to make a move, the other 3 districts were violent and were known as Bloody Paradises. Lin Fei was currently in the Western District. Sin Paradise had 4 districts. The Eastern District did not allow violence, while the other 3 districts did not. Violent means were used at all times. Newcomers like Lin Fei were the most popular in these 3 chaotic districts. No matter who appeared in this district, they would immediately be targeted. No one knew when they would be killed. Lin Fei could not help but rejoice that he did not kill the 2 of them. Otherwise, if he chose to go into seclusion in an inn, the danger would be obvious. These inns were all controlled by forces. As the saying goes, snakes and rats are one big family. Those who did not know would not even know if they were eaten. If I don't go to an inn, then where should I go? Lin Fei frowned again. Worried about the inn, Lin Fei did not dare to go. He could not guarantee when trouble would arise. Right now, he needed to keep a low profile. Suddenly, Lin Fei had a flash of inspiration. Got it. He could not go to an inn, but he could go to a small force. There were as many small forces in Sin Paradise as there were hairs on an ox. If not 1,000, there were at least 800. Hiding in one of them would definitely be low-key. Even if those people wanted to find him, it would not be an easy matter. Perhaps they would never think that he would be hiding in a small force. For this trip, Lin Fei also brought obsidian. With such a helper, his safety was guaranteed. Hibernating in a small force, it was decided. Bloody Hand Hall, an insignificant small force in Sin Paradise. They controlled a small alley in the southern district. Bloody Hand Hall, you are so powerful. Even the leader of the Black Bear Gang was killed by you. A sweet voice was lying in the arms of a middle-aged man with a stocky build. This stocky man was the boss of the Bloody Hand Hall, Bloody Hand. He was at the peak of the initial Saint realm. So what? It's just a trifling Black Bear Gang. If I want it to be destroyed, it will be destroyed. Boom. Just as Bloody Hand was bragging about his power, his voice suddenly stopped. A figure appeared beside him, and a powerful divine sense crushed over. Bloody Hand did not have time to react and was suppressed. He could not move, only leaving behind a cold, killing intent. Don't kill me, don't kill me. Let's talk this out. Bloody Hand's expression changed, and he begged for mercy. The divine sense enveloped him, and the initial Saint realm Bloody Hand surrendered. You are quite tactful. Bloody Hand cursed in his heart. Fuck, you are stronger than me. Do you want me to resist? Isn't that giving you a reason to kill me? I am not that stupid. Chapter 480. Suppressing Bloody Hand was not difficult, but subduing him was not difficult either. Bloody Hand was merely a peak early stage sage. He was not a match for a peak sage like Lin Fei, so he decisively chose to surrender. Lin Fei effortlessly subdued Shueisho. For safety's sake, he suppressed Shueisho's primordial spirit and placed a seal on it. With just a thought, Shueisho would be reduced to ashes. Xiaohei, you will oversee the Bloody Hand Hall for the next few days. Blacklight naturally understood Xiao Chen's intention. Master, rest assured. With me here, no one will be able to barge in. If that Bloody Hand dares to leak any information, I will kill him first. Facing Blacklight's ferocious gaze, Bloody Hand subconsciously shrunk his neck, and his body started to tremble. He could not endure that killing chi. Heavenly demon kings were all hot-tempered and killed without batting an eyelid. A mere Bloody Hand naturally could not block Blacklight's killing chi, not even a glance. After arranging everything, Lin Fei did not immediately enter closed-door cultivation. Instead, he sent Bloody Hand to gather information outside, such as the situation in the periphery of Sin Paradise. After receiving the information, Lin Fei felt completely at ease. Although the matter of an emperor chasing after him spread in Sin Paradise, not many people paid attention to it. There were only a few people searching for him, but not as many as he imagined. After confirming that there was no danger, Lin Fei chose to enter closed-door cultivation. He could not stay in Sin Paradise for long. He still had to go to the Holy Hall. The next day, Lin Fei entered closed-door cultivation. Bloody Hand did not know about this at all. Instead, he was happy that there was an expert overseeing the place. His brain worked very fast, especially since he did not fancy anything from the Bloody Hand Hall. Lin Fei set up a series of spirit formations in the place where he would go into seclusion. He even set up a very powerful spirit formation that he had bought from Sin Paradise through Bloody Hand. I'll recover my veritable essence energy first. The little veritable essence energy left in his body made Lin Fei not very confident. Only after reaching the peak of spirit, energy did Lin Fei dare to cultivate the Azure Dragon True Body and refine the Azure Dragon Divine Blood. Refine for me. Lin Fei unleashed the 3,000 immortal arts, Great Devouring Technique, which enveloped the mountainous pile of true essence crystals. In the treasury of the Flying Dragon Dynasty, Lin Fei had stolen a large amount of Zhen Yuan crystals. He was glad that he had made this choice back then. Otherwise, it would have been impossible for him to recover his Zhen Yuan in a short period of time. Absorbing a large amount of heaven and earth spiritual energy? Dream on. He was afraid that once he used this method, those experts would definitely come after hearing about it, and a great battle would be inevitable. Like a flood, Zhang Xian's quintessence surged into his body. Lin Fei's body trembled for a moment before returning to normal. A powerful force was circulating within his body. The Great Devouring Art is indeed the best auxiliary immortal art in the heavenly realm. It can quickly refine true essence crystals and turn them into the densest true essence. Again, the mountainous pile of true essence crystals was being refined in a steady stream. 30% true essence, 40% true essence, 50% true essence, 60% true essence in just 3 days. By relying on the powerful Great Devouring Art, Lin Fei's quintessential essence had returned to normal, and it was even slightly stronger than before. With his quintessential essence restored, Lin Fei would feel safe. Now, I don't have to worry if I encounter an emperor. Lin Fei took out the Azure Dragon Divine Blood. The will of the Azure Dragon spread out and turned into many Azure Dragons swimming in the air. Fortunately, there was a formation to seal it. Otherwise, this Azure Dragon's aura would have been detected by the martial emperors immediately. Then, the martial emperors would definitely be attracted. Demonis, you have harmed me greatly this time. Fortunately, I have found the Azure Dragon Divine Blood. No matter how dangerous it is worth it. The Azure Dragon Divine Blood swayed in front of Lin Fei. Sometimes it was a long dragon, and sometimes it was golden blood. Hoo-hoo! After resting for half a day, Lin Fei took a deep breath and strengthened the formation. He opened his mouth and swallowed the Azure Dragon Divine Blood. Boom! An incomparably violent aura instantly burst out from Lin Fei's body. The Azure Dragon Divine Blood turned into an Azure Dragon, wreaking havoc on Lin Fei's body. Lin Fei let out a painful cry. His body was covered in blood, and his flesh was badly mutilated. Azure Dragon Divine Blood, you are just a drop of blood. I will refine you today. Lin Fei's eyes were bloodshot. The Akalanatha suppressed his primordial spirit, ensuring that it was not affected. His expression was especially solemn. The power of the Azure Dragon Divine Blood was beyond his imagination. Wave after wave of powerful dragon might crashed into the Akalanatha's body. The Akalanatha also trembled as if it was about to be destroyed. Lin Fei couldn't help but break out in a cold sweat. Fortunately, he had the Akalanatha. Otherwise, the Azure Dragon Divine might would have crushed his primordial spirit. Lin Fei hurriedly focused his mind and operated the Azure Dragon True Body. He refined the Azure Dragon Divine Blood's hidden power and used it to break through the Azure Dragon True Body. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. The dragon might not only destroyed the body, but also the primordial spirit. Xiao Chen's primordial spirit was still fine. The Akalanatha protected him, but the pain in his physical body came wave after wave. Lin Fei's quintessence was like a flood, pouring endlessly into his physical body. At this moment, his physical body was like a bottomless pit, continuously devouring quintessence. Damn it! This body tempering technique is a scam again. Azure Dragon Body Tempering, the 7th layer is good enough. Lin Fei immediately felt his fleshly body becoming stronger. Previously, the Azure Dragon Body Tempering was only at the 6th layer. When the dragon might swept out, his physical body would be torn apart. He did not even have the ability to resist. However, when the Azure Dragon Body Tempering reached the 7th layer, his physical body gained a certain level of defense. He could last for one breath. Azure Dragon Body Tempering, 8th layer. Azure Dragon Body Tempering, 9th layer. When the Azure Dragon Body Tempering reached the 9th layer, Lin Fei's quintessence was nearly exhausted. However, Lin Fei vaguely felt that the Azure Dragon Body Tempering was not limited to the 9th layer. There seemed to be a final layer. There was still the purest drop of Azure Dragon Divine Blood left in his body. If it were an ordinary person, they might give up after reaching this level. Xiao Chen did not have enough veritable essence energy to refine this final drop of Azure Dragon Divine Blood. Lin Fei was clearer than anyone else that if he did not refine the last drop of Azure Dragon Divine Blood today, he would not have another chance in the future. As the Zhen Yuan approached, Lin Fei opened up the system and bought a large amount of white jade pellet. He instantly converted them into Zhen Yuan, which was much faster than Zhen Yuan crystals. The Xiantian continent had a similar type of currency. Right now, Lin Fei had no other choice but to rely on this. After spending 10 million points, Lin Fei's quintessential essence had recovered by more than 30%. However, his heart ached. This amount was just too little. In less than the time it takes for an incense stick to burn, his quintessential essence was running out again. How could this be? Just how much Zhen Yuan is needed to do this? He used 30% of his quintessence to refine the last drop of Azure Dragon Divine Blood, but there was no effect at all. The Azure Dragon Divine Blood did not move at all. Another 10 million points worth of white jade pills. Another 10 million. I don't believe it. Give me another 10 million points. Xiao Chen's points in the system decreased continuously, turning into quintessential essence. When the last 10 million points were converted into quintessential essence, Lin Fei's expression turned terrifyingly sullen. Could it be that he really could not refine the last drop of Azure Dragon Divine Blood? He had missed out on this final opportunity. Now that he had exhausted all his points, he could only wait and see if he succeeded or not. Lin Fei had never thought that refining the Azure Dragon Divine Blood would be so difficult. Boom! The final wave of energy landed on the Azure Dragon Divine Blood. The Azure Dragon Divine Blood, which was as hard as a boulder, was stirred by the quintessential essence and instantly dispersed, turning into motes of golden light that quickly merged into Xiao Chen's physical body. Lin Fei felt a cooling sensation pour into his body. The bottleneck at the 9th layer of the Azure Dragon Body Tempering technique instantly cleared. It was an extremely profound feeling. Chapter 481. Congratulations to player Lin Fei for unlocking the Azure Dragon Bloodline. Congratulations to player Lin Fei for successfully transforming the bloodline. You have obtained the Azure Dragon Bloodline. Reward: 30 million points and 5 million essence. Along with the familiar voice of the system, Lin Fei was overjoyed. He could not help but cry out, "How is this possible? How did such a bloodline appear in me?" After staying in the Sword God sect for 7 years, Lin Fei was no longer a rookie who knew nothing. He knew more about bloodlines than ordinary people. In the Xiantian continent, some geniuses were born with extremely powerful bloodlines. These bloodlines were either innate or acquired. The appearance of bloodlines was the difference between geniuses and ordinary people. Ordinary people needed a few hundred years to advance to profound grandmaster. As for geniuses, they needed 70 to 80 years. Bloodline geniuses usually did not even need 20 years. Bloodline geniuses had a huge advantage in breaking through. Aside from this, bloodlines also brought about the might of the bloodline. For example, the Great Earth bloodline had an innately strong defense. Cultivating an Earth-type innate ability was practically self-taught. There were strong and weak bloodlines. However, this did not hinder the reputation of bloodlines in the continent. This was especially so after everyone knew of the might of bloodlines and the appearance of bloodlines ranking. The Sword God sect had many bloodline geniuses. Every one of them was at the peak. Even geniuses could not compete with them. Lin Fei was surprised to obtain the Azure Dragon bloodline just like that. Looking within himself with his spiritual sense, Lin Fei was shocked to discover that his bloodline had undergone a huge change. Especially the golden blood flowing. That was clearly the color of the Azure Dragon divine blood. The Azure Dragon was roaring. Damn it, now that I have the Azure Dragon bloodline, won't my Azure Dragon body tempering technique be even stronger? Lin Fei took out his killing sword and slashed at his arm. He wanted to see how strong the Azure Dragon body tempering technique would be after reaching great perfection. Dang. When Lin Fei's sword slashed down, the sharp killing sword that had always killed people only left a very shallow white line on his arm. This defense is too awesome. Lin Fei was clearer than anyone else about the might of his sword earlier. No one would dare to block it. Now, he subconsciously swallowed his saliva. It was too awesome. Again. The killing sword turned into rays of black sword light that continuously landed on his body. Without exception, white lines were left on his body. Lin Fei was dumbfounded by the scene. Previously, Xiao Chen thought that the Azure Dragon true body was already very incredible. After he reached great perfection in the Azure Dragon body tempering technique, his defense improved by leaps and bounds. He could not injure him at all. Strong, too strong. Damn it. Refining the Azure Dragon divine blood is too worth it. What true essence consumption. Lin Fei didn't care. Everything was worth it. The killing sword is only at the level of a true treasure. Those emperor rankers are using Xian Tian spiritual treasures. I have to level up the killing sword first. If others heard this, they might snort. A true treasure could be upgraded to a profound heavenly spiritual treasure at will? Profound heavenly spirit treasures were not commonplace. However, in reality, profound heavenly spiritual treasures were not cabbages that could be found anywhere on the continent. Xiao Chen took out all the profound heavenly spiritual treasures he had collected. These profound heavenly spiritual treasures had spirituality. They moved up and down, trying to move away. With a thought, Lin Fei grabbed a hammer-shaped profound heavenly spiritual treasure. Lin Fei thought about it and decided to try using his physical body. The hammer-shaped profound heavenly spiritual treasure was knocked around by Lin Fei's grab. The might of the profound heavenly spiritual treasure turned into saber light and struck Lin Fei's hand, leaving marks on it. Ha ha! Too awesome! Even a profound heavenly spiritual treasure cannot break my physical body. With a thought, the white lines on Lin Fei's hand disappeared. Devour! Previously, Lin Fei had to use his strength to suppress the profound heavenly spiritual treasure. Now, he could easily suppress it with his physical body without suffering any damage. Lin Fei still did not know what the grade of the killing sword was now. At the very least, he knew that it was a good item. So, the killing sword swallowed the profound heavenly spiritual treasure. This scene did not surprise Lin Fei. The killing sword was indeed not an ordinary item. This profound heavenly spiritual treasure's grade was not bad. He did not expect that it could be swallowed. You want more? This appetite? Each of the profound heavenly spiritual treasures in Lin Fei's hands was a good item. If placed in Sin Paradise, they would be worth a fortune. However, although the profound heavenly spiritual treasures were good, they were not as good as the killing sword. In the entire Xiantian continent, there was probably no one else like Lin Fei. The killing sword did not reject anything. It swallowed the profound heavenly spiritual treasures one by one without any reaction. Damn! Are there no changes? I already fed you several profound heavenly spiritual treasures. Can't you at least give me some reaction? The profound heavenly spiritual treasures were eaten by the killing sword. It would be a lie if Lin Fei said that he did not feel heartache, especially after refining the Azure Dragon divine blood. His wealth continued to shrink, and he returned to being poor. The profound heavenly spiritual treasures in the Flying Dragon Dynasty's treasury had all been eaten by the killing sword. If the killing sword could not advance to the profound heavenly spiritual treasure level, then Lin Fei would have suffered a great loss. After a moment of unease, the killing sword floating in the air finally changed. Lin Fei could not help but feel happy. It seemed that he was about to succeed. The killing sword was constantly wriggling. Lin Fei simply ignored it and began to recover his true yuan. After recovering 30% of his true yuan and using up all the true yuan crystals, Lin Fei reluctantly opened his eyes. The killing sword in front of him made his eyes light up. Profound heavenly spiritual treasure. The black killing sword was as black as ever. The aura rippling from it was no longer the aura of a real treasure. It was a genuine profound heavenly spiritual treasure, one of the top profound heavenly spiritual treasures in the continent. Lin Fei threw a scout on the killing sword. Killing sword, low-grade profound heavenly spiritual treasure. Kills without a trace. Evaluation, sealing the throat at the sight of blood. Destroying the yuan's spirit and physical body. Extremely dangerous. It was just a few words, but there was a murderous aura rippling between the lines. Especially the last evaluation, there was a dangerous aura. F***ck. It only became a low-grade profound heavenly spiritual treasure after eating several profound heavenly spiritual treasures? This evaluation looks very scary. Why don't I give it a try? It was Lin Fei's first time encountering such a dangerous evaluation. He seemed to regard the killing sword as a terrifying weapon. He subconsciously grabbed the killing sword, wanting to test its power. With this grab, Lin Fei felt a mysterious power surging over. What the hell? What is this? There was no time to get rid of it. That mysterious power poured into Lin Fei's mind. That feeling of being unable to resist made Lin Fei extremely fearful. Then, he realized that there seemed to be an additional memory in his mind. There's a memory in the killing sword? I've never heard of a profound heavenly spiritual treasure having such an ability. Lin Fei shuddered. Extremely surprised, he subconsciously checked this memory. Killing sword art? This memory actually contained a set of swordsmanship? This was too bizarre. Lin Fei almost couldn't believe it. This killing sword could be upgraded, and there was a sword art hidden within it. Just the name alone sounded very majestic and awesome. Ding, discovered killing sword art. Are you sure you want to learn it? Yes. The Jingguang flashed, and Lin Fei gained an additional understanding of the killing sword art. After the killing sword art appeared in his mind, Lin Fei suddenly felt how scary it was. It was as if this was a sword art designed for himself. The slaying gods and slaying demons sword art was domineering. But compared to the killing sword art, the difference was like the difference between heaven and earth. The god-slaying sword art seems to have been simplified from the sword art of killing. It ignores the use of murderous aura. This sword art of killing focuses on turning murderous aura into one's own. When it is displayed, it is truly terrifying. Lin Fei was shocked. Could it be that this killing sword art was already a heaven-class sword art? Although he hadn't made a move yet, Lin Fei could already feel the power of the killing sword art. It was as if as soon as the killing sword made a move, it would be a massacre. Resisting the urge to experiment, Lin Fei suppressed his thoughts. Let's test out the power of the killing sword first. In any case, it is already at the level of a profound heavenly spiritual treasure. After the previous scene, Lin Fei didn't dare to use his full strength. Who knew what would happen? Taking out 20% of his strength, he stabbed at his arm. The skin that ordinary profound heavenly spiritual treasures couldn't even break was forcefully pierced, and fresh blood flowed out. Lin Fei stared at the wound in disbelief. That was only 20% of his strength. Upon closer inspection, killing qi surrounded the wound, suppressing his quintessence and preventing the wound from healing. The system's evaluation is indeed correct. Even 20% of his strength was able to break through my defense. Then what about Emperor-level experts? Their defense can't possibly be stronger than my Azure Dragon True Body, right? Azure Dragon Battle Armor. With a thought, azure scales appeared on Lin Fei's arms and arms, forming a suit of armor on his body. Whoosh! The killing sword slashed through the tough scales. Although the scales looked like cracks, the Azure Dragon Battle Armor, which was said to be the ultimate defense, couldn't withstand the power of the killing sword. Lin Fei finally experienced the system's true evaluation. This was a profound heavenly spiritual treasure that could take one's life. From this moment onwards, Lin Fei knew that he could finally fight against Emperor-level experts. Even if loose immortals attacked, he wouldn't fear them at all. In the Xiantian continent, he could be considered a true expert. Previously, Lin Fei's combat power was so great that he could suppress his opponents. However, as his opponents grew stronger, so did his combat power. For example, Emperor-level experts had profound heavenly spiritual treasures. In the past, Lin Fei had been suppressed precisely because the profound heavenly spiritual treasure was too powerful. Lin Fei's combat power was suppressed, while Emperor-level experts had powerful defenses. All of his advantages were gone. If he hadn't learned the 3,000 immortal arts, he would have been in a very bad situation. Now, things were completely different. Lin Fei's Azure Dragon Body refinement had reached the stage of grand completion, and his Azure Dragon bloodline had been activated. His defensive power was so great that Emperor-level experts couldn't even hope to catch up to him. The killing sword's sharpness was enough to cause them to feel fear. With these two moves, Lin Fei was already undefeatable. If I were to fight them again, I should be able to kill them, right? They wouldn't even be able to break through my defense, let alone the terrifying power of the killing sword. Killing Emperor-level experts. Lin Fei was unexpectedly excited just thinking about it. This was something that ordinary people wouldn't even dare to imagine. Chapter 482. It was a desolate and barren place. Gao Difu and Zhang Yong were cautiously approaching a small team of outsiders. Catching them off guard, they suddenly attacked and easily killed them all. In a month's time, the two of them had undergone a complete transformation. Their combat strength had increased greatly, and their minds had also become stronger. Tempering through life and death situations, strengthening their minds, they had done it. I wonder how Lin Fei is. I'm very worried about him. Gao Difu could not help but say after putting away the spoils of war. Even though Gao Difu's strength had improved greatly after a month of tempering through life and death situations, compared to Lin Fei, there was still a certain gap in his heart. You don't have to worry. Brother Lin is so strong. As long as he doesn't encounter a large number of experts, he should be fine. Although Zhang Yong said so, he was still worried in his heart. Right, it seems that an expert has recently appeared in our human race and killed many experts of the outsiders. Do you think it's Lin Fei? Gao Difu hesitated. That shouldn't be possible. Zhang Yong said, Actually, I don't know either. In any case, my first impression is that it's Lin Fei. But then again, what is Lin Fei's background? Why have I never heard of this name among the younger generation? Gao Difu and Zhang Yong were both experts in this field, but they really had never heard of this name. Who knows? Maybe Lin Fei is born to be low-key. Gao Difu could not find a reason either. Let's rest for a while and continue to hunt the outsiders. I feel that I'm about to advance to the late sage realm. There's no need to go. A voice suddenly appeared behind them. Gao Difu and Zhang Yong quickly made their moves, but they were dispelled by the other party as soon as they made their move. After seeing Lin Fei, they were shocked. You've returned. You guys have such a big reaction. Are you going to beat me to death before you're satisfied? The person who had appeared behind them was naturally Lin Fei. He had easily dispelled the attacks of the two sages. Gao Difu was shocked. You've advanced to the sage realm. What powerful strength! You suppressed us the moment you made your move. When he said this, he was clearly surprised. I was lucky. Lin Fei played it down. On the other hand, your strength has increased very quickly. We've killed many outsiders, Zhang Yong said. But compared to Brother Lin, the gap is too big. Standing in front of you, the gap is too big. After eating the divine grass, Lin Fei had gained a layer of divine might. Gao Difu and Zhang Yong naturally felt a certain amount of pressure. Your strength is still a little lacking, Lin Fei said. This is for you guys. Lin Fei took out a large pile of Jin Yuan crystals. After killing a large number of outsiders, his wealth had become thick. Taking out 10 million Jin Yuan crystals was nothing to him. It was just a drop in the ocean. For us. After a month of training, Gao Difu and Zhang Yong's Jin Yuan crystals had been consumed rapidly. They were about to run out. At the front line of the outsiders, Zhen Yuan crystals had been used up. They could only kill outsiders or exchange for them with battle merit. Keep it. Gao Difu and Zhang Yong did not stand on ceremony and accepted the Zhen Yuan crystals. Let's go back. The outsiders' front line fortress. Did you hear? Lin Fei brought something that the outsiders liked and caused a lot of trouble. I know about that. I heard that a lot of people died. Like I said, the disciples of the Saint Hall are just like that. I heard that the higher-ups are furious and want to punish Lin Fei. Punish? That's a rare thing. Is there some secret behind it? Who knows? Anyways, the higher-ups have made up their minds. It seems like they want to deal with the Saint Hall. Perhaps it's because the Saint Hall's influence is too great, and they are a cut above the rest, so the higher-ups don't allow them to expand their influence. That makes sense. Let's watch the show. Groups of 3 to 5 people were chatting with each other. The hottest topic was precisely this topic about Lin Fei. On the walls of the fortress, black-clothed warriors were patrolling. This was one of their daily tasks. Someone is coming back from the front, one of the black-clothed warriors said. When 3 figures appeared, the black-clothed warrior was shocked. It seems like Lin Fei has returned from a mission. One fortress, one battle line. Lin Fei directly returned to the fortress. Hence, the black-clothed warriors on the walls could return immediately. He still dares to return? Could it be that he is relying on the name of the Saint Hall to run amok? The black-clothed warrior from before said angrily. I'll go and inform the captain. Apart from the ones sent by the sects, the rest of the outsiders' warriors were born in ordinary families, which meant that they came from poor families. There was a huge gap between the poor and the sections. It was a gap that couldn't be crossed. When the Saint Hall's disciples were in trouble, they were the happiest. For example, the black-clothed warrior who went down was Mahan, who Lin Fei had hypnotized. This Mahan had some relationship with the captain. After being hypnotized and embarrassing himself, he had always held a grudge. Now that Lin Fei had returned, he naturally wouldn't be polite and was prepared to teach Lin Fei a lesson. When Lin Fei returned to the fortress, he immediately felt that everyone's gazes were different. Brother Lin, the situation doesn't seem good. Gao Difu transmitted his voice with his divine sense. He was clearly worried. I can see that too, Lin Fei said. After one's divine sense reached the sky immortal realm, a gaze and a movement could be infinitely magnified, and one could see the meaning within. Their gazes were clearly gloating. Could it be that someone wanted to deal with him? Naturally, Lin Fei thought of carrying out a mission. Strange, there must be something strange. Quickly look, the captain is here. The gloomy captain walked over with large strides and appeared in front of Lin Fei. Behind him were two black-clothed warriors, and one of them was Ma Han. Lin Fei, you still have the face to come back. Ma Han sneered. Your skin is really thick. Lin Fei was originally unhappy with this atmosphere. Ma Han spoke again. Slap yourself, don't stop. Ma Han lost control and fell into hypnosis. He slapped himself, and the sound echoed throughout the entire fortress. Everyone was stunned. Ma Han had been hypnotized again. Captain Feng Yun's expression sank once more. Lin Fei, what are you doing? Hurry up and undo the hypnosis. This kind of person with a cheap mouth, I'm already giving him a chance by not letting him commit suicide. Lin Fei said calmly. How could he undo the hypnosis? You. Feng Yun was enraged. Lin Fei, how dare you attack a comrade? Capture him and send him to the confinement room. The mutated race's battlefront was similar to an army's place. There were strict rules here, and once there was any violation, they would usually be locked up in the confinement room. This confinement room was not an ordinary confinement room. After going there once, one wouldn't want to go there a second time. It was abnormally terrifying. Captain Feng, what are you doing? Gao Difu was unhappy. That's right, give us an explanation. Zhang Yong also said. It was clearly Ma Han who provoked him first. Feng Yun had long received news that there were people from the higher-ups who wanted to take action against the Saint Church. Coincidentally, Lin Fei had committed a crime and would be heavily punished. Now, no matter how he dealt with it, the higher-ups wouldn't have any objections. It's very simple. Lin Fei violated the rules and tried to frame a comrade. Feng Yun said sternly. Is this kind of person not worthy of being locked up in the confinement room? Impossible. Gao Difu had always been brooding over this matter. It's impossible for Brother Lin to do such a thing. I can also prove that it's impossible for such a thing to happen. Zhang Yong also said. Lin Fei was very clear in his heart. As expected, there were people using this matter to make an issue out of it. It was obvious that they wanted to deal with him. The only thing he didn't understand was whether the higher-ups wanted to deal with him or deal with the Saint Church that had connections with him. This was the main point. Everything else was just fleeting clouds. Feng Yun didn't want to hear an explanation. Explanations are unnecessary. We will have people to investigate. Take Lin Fei away now. Not giving him a chance, directly taking him away. Wait. Lin Fei said loudly. Feng Yun said, why? You know that resistance is useless. Lin Fei shook his head and smiled. Are you sure you want to take me away? Could it be that you still want to resist? Feng Yun couldn't wait for Lin Fei to act like this. Then, he would be able to heavily injure Lin Fei. Lin Fei hypnotized Ma Han in front of him. This was clearly not giving him face. You are right. I really don't want to go to the confinement room. What a joke. How could he go to such a place? Lin Fei was clearer than anyone else. If he went to such a place, he wouldn't be able to explain himself. Take him down. Two black-clothed warriors stepped out and grabbed at Lin Fei from the left and right. Lie down. Lin Fei didn't move at all. The two black-clothed warriors silently lay on the ground. With his divine sense reaching this level, Lin Fei could hypnotize his opponent with a single sentence. This was an ability that could only be obtained when one's spirit reached the limit. Spirit sustenance was a spirit immortal art. It was incomparably powerful. This Lin Fei is too powerful. He hypnotized them just like that. Those who were rejoicing in Lin Fei's misfortune felt horrified. The subordinates of Captain Feng Yun were all sages, but even so, they were still hypnotized right in front of him. What a powerful spirit hypnosis! Feng Yun's heart trembled. He had still underestimated this Lin Fei. When he looked closely, he discovered that Lin Fei had also advanced to profound sage. His cultivation level was blurry, and he couldn't see it clearly. Dragon Tiger capturing capture. Feng Yun attacked in a rage. A ferocious tiger appeared in his left hand, and a dragon appeared in his right. The dragon and tiger exuded might, wanting to subdue Lin Fei on the ground and send him to the confinement room. You lie down as well. Feng Yun's strength had also reached late-stage sage. He was more than enough to be a captain. However, he was far from being able to deal with Lin Fei. Before he could resist, he was hypnotized. Brother Lin, this isn't good, Zhang Yong said worriedly. What's not good about it? It's obvious that someone wants to frame Brother Lin. F***ck that captain. Gao Difu cursed. If it were me, I would also give them a good beating. There's nothing to worry about. Lin Fei was very calm. It's just a captain. After his strength had improved greatly, and he had refined divine herbs, Lin Fei's temperament had also changed a lot. It should be said that he had been subtly influenced. It seemed like he didn't need to endure anything. If they were beaten, they were beaten. If they were killed, they were killed. Everything was up to his heart. He no longer restricted himself. To hell with all the rules. Lin Fei hypnotized them and didn't care anymore. He just let them make a fool of themselves unless they could break free from the spirit hypnosis. If they didn't consume the divine herbs, they would be able to break free easily. However, the power of the heaven immortal level spirit hypnosis was extraordinary. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to hypnotize them so easily. Who is Lin Fei? A group of black-clothed warriors flew through the air. They were filled with a vicious aura and ignored the scene in front of them. I am him, the leader of the black-clothed warriors said. We are the Outsider Race Frontline Investigation Team. We are investigating the matter of you being an Outsider Race spy. Please come with us. Lin Fei laughed. Looks like everyone is waiting for me. However, isn't this crime a bit too big? The crime of being an Outsider Race spy, they really knew how to make such a big crime. Even a stupid person would know that someone wanted to frame him. To dare use this crime to frame him, it meant that they did not want him to have an easy time. Lin Fei did not remember offending anyone. It seemed like there was no reason for it. He could not think of anyone who wanted to deal with him. In his heart, Lin Fei did not feel very angry. It was like he had let everything go. You are framing me. Why don't you suspect that we are Outsider Race spies? Gao Difu and Zhang Yong were about to die from anger. A seemingly unimportant matter had blown up to this point. If they had not seen it for themselves, they would have doubted whether this scene was real or not. The two of you, stop talking. Lin Fei stopped the two of them from continuing. I will go with you. I want to know how the crime of being an Outsider Race spy came about. The main event was already here. If he did not play with them, it would be too boring. Apart from this, Lin Fei also wanted to know who was scheming behind the scenes. This kind of viper-like fellow had to be pulled out one by one and beaten to death, so that they would never be able to scheme again. Lin Fei hated all kinds of scheming. The black-clothed warrior was also unwilling to force Lin Fei. The four sages had been hypnotized. They were also sages and did not want to be hypnotized. They all maintained a certain level of vigilance against hypnosis. When Lin Fei left, many people followed, especially those who had nothing to do. If the crime of being an Outsider Race spy was confirmed, it would not be a good thing. They might even be killed on the spot. This was the rule of the Outsider Race since ancient times. No one could change it. F***ck, let's hurry up and follow them. Gao Difu and Zhang Yong immediately chased after them. At the crucial moment, they were still witnesses who could prove Lin Fei's innocence. If not for Lin Fei, they would not have been able to return alive. There was also the tempering between life and death. Good news, good news. Lin Fei has been taken away. He's dead for sure this time. Mu Shi pushed open the door in sorrow and strode in. He was indescribably excited. That brat Lin Fei's life is really tough. He still hasn't died, Mu Shi said sorrowfully. Fortunately, we arranged a crime. If it wasn't for the orders from the higher-ups, it would have been really difficult for us to use this crime. They had originally wanted to make an issue out of the other party murdering their team members. However, after the two higher-ups moved their lips, they became the outsider race spy that they saw now. If it was the higher-ups, they would at most be sent to the assault camp. However, once the outsider race spy was confirmed, he would be killed on the spot. Ruthless enough, vicious enough. They discovered that compared to that commander, they seemed too merciful. The commander's first move was a sure kill, not giving Lin Fei any chance. Lin Fei didn't resist? Mu Shi's hero asked. Mu Shi smiled sorrowfully. Resist? Would he dare to resist? Didn't he still have to leave obediently unless he wanted to be killed on the spot? Chapter 483. Big Brother Hey, how long is Master going to stay in seclusion? Blood Hand asked in a flattering manner, consciously treating the other party as his master. Over the past few days, Blood Hand had been living in fear, fearing that he would be annihilated. Who asked others to annihilate him with a flick of their fingers? Since he couldn't resist, he could only submit. Go and do your thing. How can you ask about the master's business? Obsidian snorted. If you anger me, I will kill you first. Blood Hand had been snubbed, but he still wore a smile on his face, not daring to hold a grudge. While the two of them were chatting, a voice suddenly rang out. Obsidian moved and disappeared. He's out. Blood Hand couldn't help but shudder before swiftly vanishing on the spot. At the door of the closed doorhouse, Obsidian and Blood Hand stood respectfully at the entrance. Congratulations, Master, for achieving great success. Blood Hand was the first to flatter Yi Shiwen, but he couldn't help but feel shocked in his heart. Oh my God, where did this guy come from? He has such a terrifying aura. I'm at the peak of early Saint Realm, so how did he become so powerful in just a few days? Blood Hand was shocked, and the expression on his face became even more respectful. He could not afford to offend such an expert. Fortunately, he did not resist back then. Otherwise, he would have been killed. Obsidian, the heavenly demon king, had long been accustomed to the abnormality of his master. If it was earlier, Obsidian might still be arrogant, but now he had no arrogance at all. He admitted that he was not the opponent even if he fought now. Master, you've become a sage? Lin Fei came out of seclusion. After the killing sword's grade increased and he refined the remaining Zhen Yuan crystals, Lin Fei's strength returned to its peak. Not yet, but I'm almost there. Lin Fei was not a saint at the moment, but his combat power had increased by a large margin. After a series of inquiries, Lin Fei found out about the situation in Sin Paradise while he had been in seclusion. Many people from Sin Paradise had been searching for him, and they had not given up. It seemed like they had their eyes on the treasures on him. Right now, Lin Fei didn't care. Xiao Chun had reached great perfection in the Azure Dragon body tempering and activated his Azure Dragon bloodline. He could roam the world. Take me to the biggest auction house in Sin Paradise. I want to sell something. After coming out of seclusion, Lin Fei was not in a hurry to take revenge. He planned to first sell off a series of stolen goods, and then try his luck to see if he could find some good things. The most lively place in Sin Paradise was none other than the central area. The central region was better than the other 4 regions. Sin Paradise's top-notch forces were gathered here. Sin Paradise's top-notch experts were gathered here. With money, one could obtain the best treasures here. This was the biggest difference between the elite area and the normal area. Master, this is the central region. The strongest powers are all here. As long as you have the money, you can buy any treasure. Blood Hand introduced as he led the way. Master, there are many masters here, and there are many who are stronger than me." Obsidian also looked solemn. Although the heavenly demon king was not afraid of anything, he still couldn't help but feel a huge pressure in this kind of place where experts gathered. Lin Fei was here to take things, not to cause trouble. With his powerful divine sense, he could sense the powerful auras in the central region. Mystic venerables of the mystic sects were everywhere, while sages were as common as cabbages. The entire central region was filled with them. Treasure Tower. 3 large words with a supreme aura appeared in Lin Fei's vision. The work of a divine immortal. Lin Fei recognized the origin of these 3 words at a glance. They contained the supreme aura of a divine immortal. "I'd like to see what kind of good things this treasure tower has." Lin Fei was worried that there was no place to sell the goods in his hands. A place that dared to call itself Treasure Tower would not dare to open a shop here if it did not have some power. "Young master, how may I be of service?" Lin Fei brought people in, and a young girl with mystique, venerable rank strength immediately greeted him with a smile. Good heavens, even the attendants were mystique, venerable rank. Lin Fei knew that mystique venerable rank strength was respected in small and medium-sized empires, but in a place like Sin Paradise, mystique venerable rank strength was just an attendant. "I heard that you accept things here. I have a lot of trinkets to sell." The young girl made a please gesture and smiled sweetly. "This way please, young master. We accept anything at Treasure Tower. You can rest assured that we will satisfy you." "This is a small space, right?" The young girl led Lin Fei into a small space. "Yes, Treasure Tower will arrange for anyone to be placed in a small space to keep the client's information confidential." Lin Fei was slightly surprised. This Treasure Tower was very wealthy and generous. These small spaces required great power to create, and the person who did it had to be a top itinerant immortal or a divine immortal. "This is for you." Lin Fei was in a good mood, and he gave her a real treasure right off the bat. "Thank you, young master." The young girl was surprised. "Young master, what do you want to sell?" In the small space, there was a middle-aged man. He was not strong, but his eyes were very spirited, as if they could see through everything. Lin Fei waved his hand, and a large number of real treasures fell down. It was not an exaggeration to say that they were piled up like a mountain. The middle-aged man was secretly shocked. This guy was very generous. All the real treasures he saw were real treasures. How many people had he killed? The people of Treasure Tower were not ordinary, and they returned to normal in a moment. "Young master, please wait a moment, we will count them for you right away." The middle-aged man clapped his hands, and someone immediately came in and began to count the real treasures, and someone served fragrant tea. Blood Hand, who had been following, was already dumbfounded, and he almost drooled. Immediately, cold sweat broke out on his back. How many people had he killed? Terrifying, too terrifying. After the time it took for an incense stick to burn, the counting was over. "Do you accept these armors?" "Yes." Lin Fei waved his hand again, and there was another large pile of armors, among which there was no lack of 5th-grade armors. The middle-aged man was shocked again. It was not easy to come here, so Lin Fei naturally wanted to sell the spoils of war. He did not know when he would come here again, so if he encountered them, he would just sell them in one go. Lin Fei himself was also surprised. When did he have so many spoils of war? Fortunately, it was the system space, otherwise there would be a lot of them. "Young master, we have counted 321 low-grade real treasures and 153 mid-grade real treasures." The middle-aged man reported the number, a total of 562 million true essence crystals. Lin Fei estimated in his heart, and the number was similar to his own. It was impossible to sell them at the normal price. Immediately, someone brought up the true essence crystals. Lin Fei put them away directly. "I wonder if this young master is interested in participating in the monthly auction of Treasure Tower tonight." The middle-aged man spoke again. This time, it was an invitation. Chapter 484. Lin Fei didn't refuse. Didn't he come for the auction? Similarly, Lin Fei also knew that if he didn't sell a large amount of spoils of war in one go, the treasure tower probably wouldn't have invited him. The treasure tower's auction wasn't a place anyone could go. Immediately, someone sent an invitation to the auction. Lin Fei accepted it with a smile and left with them. He would come back at night to participate in the auction and find out what good things were going to be auctioned in the treasure tower's auction. As soon as Lin Fei left, the middle-aged man left the small space. Lord, the person we're looking for should have appeared. The middle-aged man appeared in a small space and stood respectfully behind a gray-clothed old man. Are you sure? The gray-clothed old man turned his head with a calm gaze. This is the appearance of that person. Even though he has disguised himself, I can still recognize him. The middle-aged man turned his hand and opened a light screen, showing the scene of the transaction. Lin Fei probably didn't know that he was wearing the myriad changes, but he was still guessed. This kid has some ability. No wonder we can't find him. The gray-clothed old man said indifferently, the Flying Dragon dynasty has lost face this time. It's said that the extremely precious treasure map in the treasury has been stolen. Could it be that the treasure map of the secret heaven's secret treasury is with this person? The middle-aged man revealed a fierce look. Should I bring people to capture that kid? Don't worry, don't worry. The gray-clothed old man said with a smile. When tonight's auction is over, go and invite him here. Remember to be polite. Just like the Night Empress, the treasure tower's auction began with a bang. Just as Lin Fei had found out, the treasure pavilion's auction was the most lively once every month. Normally, there would be a small auction every 7 days, and there would be a large auction every month. Every time, there would be a final treasure for sale. There was nothing that the treasure tower didn't dare to auction. There were only things that you couldn't imagine or even dare to think about. In Sin Paradise, the treasure tower dared to claim to be number one, and no one dared to oppose it. As soon as Lin Fei arrived at the treasure tower, he was immediately invited to the auction house's private room, and a young girl brought fragrant tea and fruits. I didn't think that the rumors outside were true. Just these fragrant fruits and tea are worth hundreds of thousands of true essence crystals. They are of great benefit to increasing one's strength. Although Crimson Hand had the strength of a sage, it was his first time entering the treasure tower's auction box. After all, Sin Paradise was a place where mystic venerables were as common as cabbages and sages were everywhere. Blood Rogue strength was really nothing. If he had not followed Lin Fei, he might not have had the chance to enter this place in this lifetime. The fruits that were served were not bad, but Lin Fei did not care too much about them. For such a huge faction, a few 100,000 worth of fruits and fragrant tea was just a drop in the ocean. It was really nothing. Very soon, the auction began in anticipation. The Treasure Pavilion's auction house was completely filled with private rooms, and all of them had status and identity. A skinny middle-aged auctioneer walked up. His aura wasn't strong, but faced with the formless gazes of the people in the private rooms, he didn't change at all. He cleared his throat. Everyone, welcome to tonight's Ji Bao Pavilion's auction. According to the old rules, the first auction will officially begin. The auctioneer clapped his hands, and someone immediately brought up the first auction item. 3 scantily clad girls were chased after by someone. The only difference between these girls was that they had pointy ears, which were very sexy. I think everyone knows what a top-notch cat girl represents. The starting price is 5 million true essence crystals. Someone immediately called out a price. 5.5 million, 6 million. Lin Fei, who was sitting in the private room, was also stunned. Girls? Cat girl, this was quite interesting. This is a type of top-notch beauty of the demon race. They are naturally good at serving men. Crimson Hand took the initiative to introduce. The strength of the demon race, Lin Fei already knew when he was in the Divine Sword sect. In the huge Xiantian continent, the demon race played a decisive role, especially those powerful demon emperors, which made people's faces change color at the mention of them. The treasure pavilion auctioned off the demon race girls. This was not an ordinary kind of courage. Ordinary factions did not dare to touch them, as a careless mistake would result in the extinction of their entire clan. In the Xiantian continent, this kind of thing was not uncommon. Soon, the 3 demon race girls were bought by 30 million true essence crystals, and the grand auction began. This opening also shocked Lin Fei. There were indeed many rich people in this sin paradise, buying the 3 girls without even blinking. Lin Fei finally saw what it meant to be rich and imposing. As the first auction ended, all kinds of elixirs, medicinal ingredients, and battle armors appeared one after another. It had to be said that the treasure pavilion was very powerful, especially some forbidden medicines, which could be obtained in the auction house. This rookie, Lin Fei, could be considered to have seen it for himself. Elixirs, Lin Fei had no use for them. Medicinal ingredients, for the time being, were useless. Battle armors, no matter how good the battle armors were, could not compare to the Azure Dragon battle armor, which was famous. Lin Fei had no use, but it did not mean that others were useless. The price was high, and compared to these people, Lin Fei, who was not poor, felt that he was a landlord. Now, the auction item is a heavenly demon divine pill, refined from a heavenly demon god. After taking it, one will be able to resist the attacks of the heart demons of the heavenly tribulation. The starting price is 30 million true essence crystals. Another elixir. This elixir did not have as big of a reaction as expected. There were only a few people who made a bid. A bunch of ignorant people. They have eyes but can't see. Obsidian snorted, and his eyes revealed anticipation as he stared at the heavenly demon divine pill. This elixir is useful to you? Lin Fei suddenly asked, feeling a different gaze from Obsidian. Master, can you help me buy this heavenly demon divine pill? This thing is very useful to me. Perhaps I can break through to Heavenly Demon King and become a Heavenly Demon God. Obsidian had a grave expression. Heavenly Demon God, that was the strength of a monarch. Are you sure this thing is useful to you? Lin Fei asked. It should be right. I have a 70 to 80% chance of advancing to the level of a Heavenly Demon God. There was a huge difference between a Heavenly Demon King and a Heavenly Demon God. Lin Fei would not miss out on an 80% chance. If Blackie succeeded, he would become a monarch expert. 70 million. Lin Fei did not say anything else and called out the price. After calling out the price 3 times in a row, the box door was pushed open, and the people from Treasure Tower brought up the Heavenly Demon Divine Pill. Lin Fei paid 90 million true essence crystals. Blackie, do you know why they did not bid? Didn't they say that this thing can resist inner demons during the tribulation? Lin Fei still could not understand this question. Obsidian sneered. Master, that's because you don't know. If the Heavenly Demon Elixir is really that good, it won't just be this price. Who said that taking it can resist the inner demons? What I'm saying is that whoever takes this thing will definitely be possessed by the inner demons. Don't even think about stopping the invasion of the inner demons. Don't forget that we heavenly demons are born with powerful inner demons. Lin Fei suddenly understood. So, the Heavenly Demon Divine Pill is a misrepresentation? It is a misrepresentation, so they dare not buy it. Not to mention this is at the level of a heavenly demon god. For us heavenly demons, the Heavenly Demon Divine Pill is the best tonic. Only we can absorb the essence inside. Lin Fei threw the Heavenly Demon Divine Pill to Obsidian. When are you going into seclusion? I will take you in. Bloodhand, who was at the side, was very jealous. 90 million true essence crystals was just to buy a pill. With such a master, he was very willing to be a subordinate. Thank you, master. 90 million true essence crystals were spent just like that. If he could get an Emperor-level expert, Lin Fei would be more willing than anyone else. Money? It was not easy to get an Emperor-level expert after using it. Time passed by minute. I think everyone has been looking forward to it for a long time. Now, let us present the final treasure of tonight, the immortal artifact Mountain River Bright Moon painting from the heavenly realm. For a moment, all the boxes were not calm. Lin Fei was also shocked. There is an immortal artifact auction here? Above the profound sky spiritual treasure was the immortal artifact. In terms of power, it was not something a profound sky spiritual treasure could compare with. Immortal artifacts contained the power of immortal spirit. Even a low-grade immortal artifact was better than a profound sky spiritual treasure. Obviously, its value was very obvious. Master, the treasure tower is rumored to be in contact with the immortals of the heavenly realm. This is not the first time they auction an immortal artifact. Bloodhand, who realized that he needed to use force, explained the situation in a few words. Heavenly realm, immortals? This treasure tower's background is quite big. They can even have a relationship with the immortals of the heaven realm. Whether it was true or not, no one dared to touch the tiger's whiskers of the treasure tower. Unless they wanted to die, they had to be obedient. At this time, Obsidian also said, Bloodhand is right. On the Xiantian continent, many forces have communication with the heaven realm. It is not strange for some immortal artifacts to appear. If the heaven realm is willing, they can even send down the clone of an immortal to chase and kill the enemy. Otherwise, why are those old forces still standing tall? My God, the clone of an immortal? So awesome! This immortal artifact was quickly bought at an astonishing price. Lin Fei didn't buy anything during the auction, but it broadened his horizons. The auction of the treasure pavilion was the true grand auction, and every single thing was something that experts yearned for even in their dreams. The final treasure at the end was an immortal artifact. Even though it wasn't an offensive immortal artifact, its might couldn't be underestimated. At the same time, Lin Fei also heard some secrets about the great forces. At the very least, Lin Fei wouldn't be reckless and do something stupid. At the very least, he would be prepared in his heart. When Lin Fei came out of the private room, he was stopped by someone. Young master, please wait a moment. My master wants to see you. Lin Fei couldn't help but be cautious. Could it be that they have guessed something? Who is your master? The master of the treasure tower. Lin Fei was shocked. What does the master of the treasure tower want to see me for? Master, be careful of a trap. Obsidian transmitted with his divine sense. Since they came looking for me, I have no choice but to go. However, if they want to deal with me, I will make them suffer. Lin Fei said. Now that his strength had improved greatly, just his defensive power was enough to make them suffer. Unless it was a loose immortal, they would regret it. Lead the way, Lin Fei said readily. Chapter 485. Even after hypnotizing over 1,000 experts from the army, Lin Fei's divine sense remained strong. The divine sense of a heavenly immortal had long since reached a whole new level. It was not something that the divine sense of a heavenly immortal could compare with. More importantly, the 3,000 immortal arts, spirit entrustment, was an immortal art. When one's divine sense reached the heavenly immortal level, its nature was different. When Lin Fei executed spirit entrustment, it truly reached the might of an immortal art. Why didn't he hypnotize the members of the Mu clan? Lin Fei felt that he would be letting them off too easily. Being surrounded and attacked by his own subordinates, being restricted in every way, not daring to fight back. What could be more satisfying than this? Only a fool would hypnotize the members of the Mu clan. The joy was built upon the pain of others. Lin Fei, you are too despicable. The members of the Mu clan were injured after just a moment of being hypnotized. Their bloodshot eyes looked like they were about to spurt out blood. They cursed Lin Fei more than 100 times over. Against their own subordinates, they could neither kill them nor suppress them. They could not think of anything more painful than this. Lin Fei hypnotized them, causing the minds of these subordinates, who were normally very strong, to go blank, allowing them to unleash their full strength. I learned this from you, Lin Fei said indifferently. You dared to use the crime of being an outsider spy to frame me. Can't I return the favor? You'd better enjoy this kind of treatment. It's not something that anyone can enjoy. The people below had never seen such a domineering person before. Lin Fei didn't even need to make a move, but the other party was already flustered, acting like a clown. How many people could do such a thing? The hypnotists in the army, facing Lin Fei's domineering manner, all lowered their heads in unison. This was true hypnosis. What could their hypnosis count for? It could be said that it counted for nothing. Normally, they were proud of it, but even they felt ashamed. Sorrow, let me help you. Mu Clan's Lai and Mu Clan's Jia Ming received the notice and rushed over. Seeing that Sorrow was surrounded, they hurriedly went up to help. Leave quickly, don't come over. Mu Clan's Sorrow shouted. Lin Fei's hypnosis was too terrifying. They were just his subordinates. They couldn't be hypnotized. Lin Fei knew the moment they appeared. They were also disciples of the Mu clan and had a certain amount of power. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought a group of subordinates with them. Lin Fei hypnotized them all, repeating the scene of Mu Clan's Sorrow. The Mu clan's disciples all had high statuses, but at this moment, they were all played by Lin Fei alone. Mu Clan's coward, you didn't expect this, did you? Lin Fei retracted his gaze and looked at the Mu Clan's hero. You are so ruthless. The Mu Clan's hero really wanted to help, but Lin Fei was like a ticking time bomb. He didn't dare to act rashly. What do you want me to do to make you stop? Don't force me to make a move. Lin Fei didn't care. You only have the strength of an emperor. I didn't ask you not to make a move. If I can hypnotize them, I can hypnotize you too. If you don't believe me, you can try and see if I, Lin Fei, can do it. The Mu Clan's hero hesitated. He had never thought that a person could force him to the point where he didn't dare to do anything. Over 1,000 people below had been hypnotized, constantly provoking the Mu Clan's hero. He knew that he had lost all face today and had become the laughingstock of the Blackstone Citadel. Lin Fei wanted to constantly force the Mu Clan's hero to do something. When dealing with someone, it wasn't best to kill them with a single strike. Instead, it was best to constantly attack them and destroy their spirit. But how many people could do this? It could be said that there were very few people who could do this. Lin Fei had done it. The Mu Clan's hero was about to collapse. Kneel down and apologize. Lin Fei laughed. Kneel down and I can let bygones be bygones and pretend that nothing happened. The Mu Clan's hero was enraged. Dream on. Don't even think about it. Lin Fei shook his head. I gave you a chance, but you didn't know how to cherish it. Then, I will do it myself. He took a step forwards and his divine sense crushed out. The Mu Clan's hero was already prepared for this. As soon as his divine sense surged out, his vision darkened. He realized that things weren't looking good. A giant hand pressed down from the sky and a towering mountain pressed down on his body. Bang! With a plop, the Mu Clan's hero fell to his knees on the hard stone floor. The ground around him instantly caved in. I will kill you! The Mu Clan's hero's face was savage. He struggled with all his might, his eyes filled with endless hatred. Lin Fei's motionless king had suppressed the Mu Clan's hero, leaving him unable to resist at all. The entire camp was in an uproar after he had suppressed the Mu Clan's hero with a single move. Everyone had looks of rage on their faces. Facing the valiant Lin Fei, none of them dared to make a move. The people outside were completely silent. To suppress the Mu Clan's hero with a single move was something they couldn't accomplish. He was too strong. Kill me? You should think about yourself first. Lin Fei pressed down. The Mu Clan's hero was in extreme pain, Tell everyone what you did to me and I will let you go. Lin Fei wanted the Mu clan's hero to personally admit it. Don't even think about it. The Mu clan hero gritted his teeth and persevered. Humph, since when did the evil monarch's subordinates dare to make a move against the people of our Blackstone fortress? In the sky, a huge black war boot stomped down towards Lin Fei. It was obvious that it wanted to stomp Lin Fei down. Humph, finally someone can't stand it anymore. Lin Fei turned his hand and punched out. The fist intent filled the sky and landed on the black war boot. The huge war boot projection shattered like a piece of glass. The Mu clan's hero below was overjoyed. Lin Fei, you are finished. I didn't expect you to provoke one of the 8 generals under Commander Blackstone, Commander Thunder. A middle-aged man in silver light armor appeared in the sky. Lightning revolved around him, and he was filled with a ruthless aura. This person was one of the 8 generals, Thunder Army. Wake up! A deafening voice quickly exploded in everyone's heart. The hypnotized army experts also woke up one by one with ugly expressions. Lin Fei did not stop him and single-handedly suppressed the Mu clan's hero. What a powerful thunder power! This person is clearly an itinerant immortal, and a first tribulation itinerant immortal at that. He had hypnotized them. An emperor's strength was unable to wake them up. Only an itinerant immortal could. Itinerant immortals who cultivated thunder power were naturally easier to wake up than ordinary people. Commander Thunder is here. It seems that this kid can't be arrogant anymore. That kid's hypnotic power is very domineering, but he might not be able to use it against Commander Thunder. Thunder power is the easiest to resist mind hypnosis. When Thunder Army, one of the 8 generals under Blackstone, appeared, everyone seemed to think that the situation was one-sided. As for Lin Fei blocking Commander Thunder's kick, they all ignored it. In the crowd, someone saw this scene and could not help but frown. The situation was not good. Even Commander Thunder Army had appeared. Chapter 486. We're here. Master is inside. The middle-aged man brought Lin Fei to the front of a room and made an inviting gesture, as if testing Lin Fei to go in. Who was Lin Fei? His strength had improved by leaps and bounds recently. How could he be scared by a sentence? He pushed the door with both hands. A space. The treasure tower was a profound sky spiritual treasure of the space attribute. It could transform into millions of small spaces. Everyone knew about it. Lin Fei stepped in and found himself in a space. The space was decorated luxuriously and exuded a lofty aura. Lin Fei saw a gray-clothed old man standing not far from him and thought, the boss behind the scenes of the treasure tower? The master that the housekeeper mentioned? You want to see me? Lin Fei spoke first. That's right. The gray-clothed old man turned around. You're bolder than I thought. With a turn and a sentence, a great pressure assaulted him. It was clearly a super expert whose strength had advanced to the level of a loose immortal. Every word and action carried boundless pressure. Ha! Lin Fei laughed loudly. His invincible sword intent met the enemy. The pressure was torn apart and his body became a vacuum. If I wasn't brave, I wouldn't have stepped into the treasure tower. What do you want? Let's get straight to the point. There was no doubt that the treasure tower was powerful. Lin Fei knew that the other party wouldn't simply want to see him. In other words, it should be related to the Flying Dragon Dynasty's matter. With the great improvement in strength, Lin Fei's brain was also developed. With a thought, he could see everything clearly. The gray-clothed old man flashed a strange look. You've got guts. Since you've spoken, I'll get straight to the point. The treasure tower wants to buy the treasure map of the Secret Heaven's Secrets treasury in your hands. You can choose one mid-grade immortal artifact. Secret Heaven's Secrets treasury? Choose one mid-grade immortal artifact? Lin Fei suspected that he had heard wrong. There was such a good thing? But he didn't have the treasure map at all. Could it be that the demon girl's target was the treasure map of the Secret Heaven's Secrets treasury? That must be the case. I don't know how the treasure tower found out that the Flying Dragon Dynasty's treasure was lost, but I just happened to appear in Sin Paradise. F***ck, I've been shot while lying down. Hee hee, a middle-grade immortal artifact? Do you think that's possible? Lin Fei shook his head, showing his dissatisfaction. Young man, your strength is not bad, but you should know that treasuring a jade ring is a crime. The gray-clothed old man said indifferently, one for defense and one for offense, 2 mid-grade immortal artifacts. This is the highest price the treasure pavilion can offer. Lin Fei secretly clicked his tongue. The treasure tower is rich. 2 middle-grade celestial artifacts, 1 for defense and 1 for offense. If this was any other time, Lin Fei would be drooling. But now, he could only watch helplessly, not daring to show any signs of guilt. If he did, the other party wouldn't mind teaching him a lesson and suppressing him. Do you think that the Heavenly Secret Vault is only worth 2 middle-grade immortal equipment? Lin Fei was neither hurried nor slow. I went in and gained more than 2 middle-grade immortal artifacts. Your conditions, haha. What he meant was that he was not interested in them. Then this old man has been presumptuous. The gray-robed old man's face was expressionless. The conversation between the two ended indifferently. Master, are we going to let that kid go just like that? After Lin Fei left, the middle-aged butler walked in. This old man can't see through this young man. The gray-robed old man said indifferently, since he came in, he seemed to be lazy, but he was actually very vigilant. Even if I personally made a move, I might not be able to suppress him immediately. It's not worth it. The middle-aged man was shocked. When had he ever heard such a comment about a young man? It was almost non-existent. If this news spread out, those geniuses would be depressed to the point of vomiting blood. Arrange for someone to spread the news that the other party has the treasure map of the Heavenly Secret Vault. There's no need for us to make a move, the other party will come to us. As soon as the treasure tower came out, Lin Fei left with bloody hand and obsidian. He seemed to have been involved in another whirlpool. It seemed to be related to a great treasure, and he might become a big fat sheep in everyone's eyes. After sending Bloody Hand away, Lin Fei didn't continue to stay in Sin Paradise. He flew out of Sin Paradise while no one was paying attention. Sin Paradise could be entered and left without any restrictions. Damn it, it seems like this old man is going to be the scapegoat. Lin Fei's movement technique was extremely fast. He first left Sin Paradise's territory. He was very resentful about being made a scapegoat, and his thoughts were not clear. What is the treasure tower planning? They didn't make a move with their itinerant immortal strength. If they really made a move, it would be a troublesome matter. Could it be that the treasure tower wants to be the fisherman who benefits from the fight? After letting his imagination run wild, Lin Fei couldn't come to a conclusion. Someone wants to deal with me? In the outer area of Sin Paradise, Lin Fei's mind moved, and his divine sense detected a few tyrannical auras approaching. After his strength increased, the range of his divine sense expanded. The treasure tower's trump card? A few breaths later, the 8 of them surrounded Zhang Xian. Their oppressive might swept across the area like an inescapable net. That's right, it's this kid. Kill him. The treasure map of the Heavenly Secret Vault is with him. The Flying Dragon Dynasty's treasury was robbed, and this kid is one of the partners. Kill this kid, and we can get the treasure map. The sound rumbled, echoing in the area of 10,000 miles. In the outer area of Sin Paradise, hunters were wandering, hunting outsiders. What? The secret vault of Heavenly Secret Vault. How could this be? How could the treasure map appear here? Haha, the treasure map of the secret vault of Heavenly Secret Vault is mine, don't fight with me. The hunters were happy to see the prey, and they didn't care whether it was real or fake. Like sharks smelling blood, they rushed in the direction of the treasure map. In the outer area of the huge Sin Paradise, there were as many hunters as there were clouds. Such news made everyone excited. Lin Fei thought to himself, "Oh no, they want to kill me. The treasure tower? The flying dragon dynasty?" Instantly, a suspect appeared in his mind. With a sweep of his divine sense, countless auras swarmed over. Wings of wind. Lin Fei didn't make a move. Taking advantage of the fact that they hadn't arrived yet, he quickly rushed out of the encirclement, causing their attacks to miss. With his strength, if he wanted to leave, no one could stop him. Chase. Don't let him escape. We must kill that guy. Whoever gets the treasure map of the secret vault of Heavenly Secret Vault will have a meteoric rise in the future, and their name will spread across the continent. In less than an hour, the whole Sin Paradise, big and small forces, all knew that the secret vault of Heavenly Secret Vault had appeared in the hands of a young man. Therefore, all the forces sent out experts to chase after Lin Fei and get the treasure map. Damn, why are there still so many people? Luckily, I am not an ordinary person. Lin Fei could still sense many tyrannical auras in his divine sense, chasing after him to get the treasure map. Immovable Wisdom King, immovable body. In a valley, Lin Fei landed, sat cross-legged, and used the immovable Wisdom King, instantly merging with heaven and earth, immovable like a mountain, immovable like a pine, vast and boundless. With the activation of the Green Dragon bloodline, Lin Fei faintly comprehended many divine abilities, and mastered them thoroughly. Immovable Wisdom King, immovable body was one of them. Lin Fei called it the escape art. Whoosh whoosh whoosh, dozens of tyrannical auras appeared in the sky above the valley. What's going on? Why did that guy's aura disappear? Could it be that he was suppressed? No, absolutely not. Maybe he used some kind of divine ability or secret skill. Why don't we split up and chase after him? It's best not to let him escape. If we miss this opportunity, who knows when we'll get another one? Below the valley, Lin Fei watched them leave. In less than an hour, the auras spread out, and they flew in different directions. Activating the bloodline has many benefits. Just this concealment escape art alone can fool an emperor-level expert. It's really powerful. If I use it with my killing sword art, it'll be really powerful, and I'll be able to kill whoever I want. As they couldn't see through the immovable Wisdom King, Lin Fei was in high spirits. Now that my strength has improved greatly, it's time to go to the Flying Dragon Dynasty and kill those 4 emperors. It'll be best if I go to the dynasty's treasury again to replenish the resources I've used, and then I'll go to the Saint Hall. Flying Dragon Dynasty. Recently, the 4 commanders had not been having a good time. Since the dynasty's treasury had been plundered, the king had been furious, and the 4 commanders had been the first to bear the brunt of it. Their positions had been greatly affected. Normally, they would be blamed for not doing their job well. However, it was different this time. The king had lost the treasure map that he had to hand over to the dynasty in exchange for the protection of the dynasty. The envoy from the Mu Empire is here. In the Empire Square, the 4 commanders and the prince waited for the arrival of the envoy. In the square, there was a giant black whirlpool. A black warship that was thousands of meters long, with the giant Mu Empire flying on the bow, landed in the sky above the square like a roaring giant beast. As soon as the warship appeared, everyone was shocked. A mysterious sky spiritual treasure level warship. How extravagant! Whoosh, whoosh. Everyone in the square prostrated on the ground. At the bow of the black warship, an arrogant young man in white walked out, followed by his subordinates in black. Greetings, Lord Envoy. The 4 commanders and the prince lowered their heads to greet the envoy. The large dynasties were awesome and amazing. In the eyes of the imperial dynasties, the large dynasties were just powerful dynasties. In the face of a giant like the imperial dynasties, the large dynasties were nothing. In the eyes of the envoy, the life and death of the large dynasties were nothing more than a word. They could do whatever they wanted in the Flying Dragon Dynasty, but in front of the imperial dynasties like the Mu Empire, they were not qualified to be taken seriously. Lord Envoy, this way please. After the envoy in white left, everyone in the square heaved a sigh of relief. An indescribable pressure made them unable to lift their head. Rather than saying it was a great pressure, it would be better to say that the imperial dynasties gave them too much pressure. The Flying Dragon dynasty was not weak, and it ruled over many medium-sized dynasties. The imperial dynasties only needed to send 1 or 2 teams, and it would be enough to make the Flying Dragon dynasty submit. The Mu Empire? At the same time, Lin Fei appeared in the sky above the imperial capital of the Flying Dragon dynasty. When he saw the 2 big words, killing intent flashed in his eyes. He didn't expect to run into the people of the Mu Empire here. The Mu Empire is so arrogant. They brought so many experts with them, and their warships are all mysterious sky spiritual treasures. Lin Fei thought, I wonder what they are here for. Chapter 487. Lin Fei seized the opportunity. While the Mu family's envoy was here and everyone was welcoming him, he used dark stealth and quickly sneaked into the treasury. After so many days, there were more experts in the treasury than before. However, they still couldn't stop Lin Fei from going deeper. His speed was even faster than before, especially after he activated his bloodline and mastered his divine art. If it wasn't for that, Lin Fei wouldn't be able to get close to the treasury without being noticed by the experts from the palace. 3 Imperial Realm Masters, 1 middle stage and 2 late stage. Not far from the treasury, Lin Fei saw the Imperial Realm Masters guarding. Their defense was obviously simpler than he had imagined. I want to sneak in, but it's impossible now. Seems like I can only rely on violence. Lin Fei thought to himself, with my fastest speed, I can totally break through their blockade and enter the dynasty's treasure vault directly. Lin Fei waited for a while and observed them. He was looking for a loophole. After the time it takes for an incense stick to burn, he finally found an opportunity. Someone came to take something. One of the middle-stage Imperial Realm experts was distracted. The moment the door opened, Lin Fei finally made his move. Akala, sword intent kill. Lin Fei slaughtered his way out from the void. He was like a divine specter, superior in speed, superior in domineeringness, unstoppable. That Imperial Realm Master was obviously stunned. He reacted quickly and used his true treasure to protect himself. Lin Fei's sword intent was even faster and more domineering. The sword landed on his opponent's body and turned his body into mush. In this sword, Lin Fei contained the secret of killing sword art. Using killing to kill invincibility, Lin Fei quickly broke through the blockade and entered the treasury. Not good, someone sneaked into the treasury. The 2 late-stage Imperial Realm Masters' faces turned green. This kind of thing happened right in front of his eyes, especially the King Realm powerhouse who was left with his primordial spirit. He wanted to cry but no tears came out. This kind of situation where he was instantly killed was something that he wouldn't encounter even once in a few lifetimes. Other than that, he was furious. Go and inform the 3 great commanders immediately. Lock down the treasury and forbid anyone from entering. You and I will go in and blast them out. If we don't handle this well, both of us will be in trouble. The remaining 2 Emperor-level powerhouses ordered immediately and charged into the dynasty's treasure vault. Haha, this feels great. After destroying his opponent's physical body with a single sword strike, Lin Fei felt extremely satisfied. He also realized how domineering this killing sword technique was. He had wanted to force his opponent back, but who would have thought that he would destroy his opponent's physical body right away? I must make a killing today. Lin Fei waved his hand and obsidian was released. You go and search for treasures and cultivation resources too. The more, the better. Obsidian was very excited and kept nodding. I love to do this kind of thing. Master, you can rest assured that I will accept as many as you have. I won't be polite. Haha, so many Zhen Yuan crystals, I'll take them. I'll take the white jade pill too. Lin Fei released obsidian to better plunder all kinds of training resources. Whoosh! A black light flashed past. After a flash of black light, the treasure with the array formation appeared in front of Lin Fei. Okay. The system space opened, and Lin Fei kept searching for the spoils of war in the treasure vault. In the grid of the space, symbols appeared one after another. Stop! A rumbling sound rolled over. Wherever the Emperor's aura passed through, many cultivation resources were crushed into powder one by one. It turned out that the two Emperor-level powerhouses caught up and saw Lin Fan plundering the cultivation resources. They were completely shocked. If this continued, the treasure vault would be empty. This was absolutely not allowed. Haha, why should I stop? These treasures are all mine. If you have the ability, then come and catch me. If you don't have the ability, then stop talking nonsense. Lin Fei turned around and laughed. His hands didn't stop moving and collected another pile of treasures. He didn't take the two Emperor-level powerhouses seriously at all. The two Emperor-level powerhouses were furious. When had they ever been ignored by anyone? When they saw that face, they were both unhappy and cried out, "It's you." They were filled with endless resentment. It was like killing one's parents and cutting off one's path to wealth. There was no one else. The two Emperor-level powerhouses couldn't be more familiar with the face in front of them. They wouldn't be able to forget it for the rest of their lives. Looks like you aren't stupid. You still remember me. Lin Fei still used the same appearance as last time. He came here openly, purposely trying to anger these people to death. In reality, the two Emperor-level powerhouses were so angry that they almost vomited blood. The two Emperor-level powerhouses would never forget what happened in the treasure vault. His Majesty was furious and countless people were killed. It was a shocking scene. Things had just calmed down and he came out again. How could they live like this? When they thought of His Majesty's anger, they instantly broke out in a cold sweat. Then, they were filled with endless excitement. If they could catch this guy, they would definitely be praised and rewarded by His Majesty. Opportunity. This was definitely a good opportunity. This was like a glimmer of hope. Even the heavens were helping them. Catch him. After activating the Azure Dragon bloodline, Lin Fei's speed was faster than theirs, even if they were Emperor-level powerhouses. Haha, you guys are so slow. Look, I've collected a bunch of good stuff again. Since you guys have cultivated to this level, I suggest you guys kill yourselves. It's too embarrassing, too embarrassing. Lin Fei kept mocking and ridiculing them. They were furious, but they couldn't catch him. The treasures in the treasure vault were constantly decreasing. What did you say? The treasure map is gone? In the palace hall, Emperor Fei Long's expression was ugly. He laughed dryly and explained, "Lord Envoy, please calm down. The treasure map was originally placed in the treasure vault. Unfortunately, it was snatched away by the people from the demon sect." Seeing that the white-shirt man's expression was not good, he said, "However, we have found some clues." Report. Emperor Fei Long was furious after being interrupted by his subordinate. "Your Majesty, something bad has happened. The people from the demon sect broke into the treasure vault again," the subordinate cried. Crack! The wine cup in Emperor Fei Long's hand was crushed. The four commanders and the princes could not sit still. Their faces were filled with unconcealable shock. The disciples from the demon sect came again. These few simple words were like a huge slap to their faces, and they felt a burning pain. "You didn't come earlier or later, but you came at this moment. Aren't you embarrassing us? Especially in front of the special envoy of the Mu family. How will the special envoy of the Mu family think of the Flying Dragon dynasty?" Yi Qingtang's expression changed. "Embarrassing. Too embarrassing." Report. The disciples from the demon sect broke into the core area of the treasure vault. Report. The disciples from the demon sect are the ones from last time. Emperor Fei Long was livid. When the last piece of news came, he finally found a straw to clutch at. "Lord Envoy, This disciple from the demon sect is the one who snatched the treasure map when no one was looking. Today we can capture him and hand him over to Lord Envoy to deal with. Last time, when the treasure map was snatched, Emperor Fei Long had lost all his face. Today, when he received the Lord Envoy, he encountered such a thing again. His original confidence weakened a little. Someone would definitely say that the emperor of a large empire didn't have to be so polite. In fact, the treasure map that Emperor Fei Long had handed over was gone. If this wasn't handled properly, it would be a big matter. If people misunderstood that Flying Dragon Dynasty was making fun of the Mu clan empire and caused a big misunderstanding, he, the emperor, would be the first to bear the brunt. The white-clothed envoy's eyes were cold, and his emotions didn't change. That's good. I'd like to see which demon sect is so daring. He even took a special look at Emperor Fei Long. Emperor Fei Long's expression changed. The Lord Envoy suspected that he was faking it, and secretly wanted to hide the treasure map of the secret heavenly treasury so that he could improve the empire as a whole. He wanted to make a big lie to fool this matter. Anyone who heard the news would have the same thought. They had just sought protection and handed over their treasures, only to have their treasures stolen. If that was all, perhaps it would make sense. But now that the treasury had been robbed, out of 10 people, 9 out of 10 would hold a suspicious attitude. Coincidence, too much of a coincidence. Explanation, I have to explain. Emperor Fei Long was a noble emperor, but he couldn't curse in front of the white-clothed envoy. Resentment, endless resentment, all fell on the unknown disciple of the demonic path. The emperor wasn't angry, but he dared to step on his head and act like a tyrant. His Majesty has arrived. Emperor Fei Long and the Lord Envoy of the Empire arrived in front of the Empire's treasure vault. The former explained for himself and for the Empire, while the latter just wanted to watch the show. If the demon sect dared to keep the treasure map, he didn't mind taking care of them personally. A large empire? They were nothing. They could be destroyed with one hand. Where are they? Emperor Fei Long asked. Oh no, the demon sect disciple broke into the core of the treasure vault. Hearing that, Emperor Fei Long's eyes twitched and his heart bled. He didn't say anything and entered the Empire's treasure vault, unable to hide his murderous intent. Once the Emperor was angry, corpses would lie for millions of miles. Young Master, the Flying Dragon Geezer doesn't seem to be faking it. In the treasure vault, a person following behind the white-clothed envoy said, It doesn't matter if it's true or not. We have to teach the Flying Dragon Dynasty a lesson. If the Empire didn't have good intelligence, the treasure map might have fallen into the hands of outsiders, not to mention the Empire. The white-clothed envoy didn't care. The Empire needs this treasure map. Young Master is wise. Emperor Fei Long entered the treasure vault and was about to roar. Everything he saw was empty. Even if the demonic beasts came in, they would probably go out crying. There was really nothing. The outer area was most likely empty. The central area was also empty. Emperor Fei Long was stunned. Rumble. In the core area there were continuous sounds. Ha ha, I'll take these treasures. His unbridled voice reverberated in the air. Emperor Fei Long never thought that someone could break into the treasure vault again and again. His heart was filled with all kinds of failures. Is my treasure vault really so useless? I doubt it, I really doubt it. Boom. Before Emperor Fei Long could come back to his senses, a black shadow rushed out. Dragon Fist. As the Emperor Fei Long reacted quickly. He used the Imperial clan's unique skill, the True Dragon Aura. Dragons gathered and sealed the surroundings, blocking the opponent's way. The black shadow was none other than Lin Fei, who had returned from a rewarding journey. The True Dragon Aura sealed the void, and a vast holy aura covered everything. Lin Fei didn't break in. This kind of power was extremely overbearing, and only the Emperor could use a real attack. What's your relationship with the demon girl? Chapter 488. True Dragon Aura. Is this the Emperor of the Flying Dragon Dynasty? Lin Fei blocked the opponent's attack. Apart from a member of the royal family, no one else can gather such a dense amount of true dragon aura. This much true dragon aura must have come from that emperor. By now, Lin Fei was no longer the ignorant and inexperienced newbie who knew nothing about the world. He had a deep understanding of all the divine abilities and ultimate techniques of the Xiantian continent. True Dragon Aura was another type of training system. Emperor was called the Son of Heaven because it contained the blessing of the heavens. In the Sword God sect, Lin Fei had read many records about powerful emperors. Powerful emperors were extremely powerful. Every single one of them could become an overlord-level expert. They cultivated the true dragon aura which ordinary people couldn't cultivate. The true dragon aura was extremely domineering. If the true dragon aura entered one's body during battle, it would be extremely troublesome. Every single move of the true dragon aura contained the true dragon aura. This was the first time that Lin Fei had seen a powerful emperor. For example, the emperor in front of him had a battle aura at the peak emperor level. The true dragon aura he released was no weaker than a first tribulation loose immortal. He was a very troublesome opponent. Talk your ass. Lin Fei used the immovable wisdom king and entered the void, stabbing towards the emperor with his sword. Attacking first is gaining the upper hand. Emperor Flying Dragon was a mighty emperor. When had he ever been ignored by anyone? He even dared to attack him and challenge the emperor's prestige. There was no other person as domineering as him. True Dragon Aura. The golden true dragon aura roared, turning the entire area golden. The dragon aura rippled out, turning all the training resources into dust. The true dragon aura could hurt people millions of miles away. Emperor Flying Dragon's aura wasn't as powerful as the true dragon aura, but it came from a first tribulation loose immortal after all. Azure Dragon Aura. Lin Fei didn't panic. He also roared. Azure Dragon Aura. Pung pung. The dragon aura was terrifying. One azure dragon aura and one golden dragon aura collided with each other. Instantly, a large area of resources was shattered. Haha, dragon might is only SOSO. With the same dragon might, the two of them fought to a draw. Lin Fei laughed heartily and hacked out with his sword, breaking through the blockade and charging out. He had already gained enough. Lin Fei showed off his skills, and the Flying Dragon Emperor's face turned extremely ugly. The Sovereign King's draconic might was blocked by someone. The other party was also displaying his dragon's might. It was unimaginable and unimaginable. Could it be that he's also an expert from the imperial family? The Soaring Dragon Emperor thought to himself, No, this isn't the might of a true dragon. The aura doesn't contain the aura of a true dragon, unless the other party is a bloodline expert, especially one that leans towards the dragon race. The Flying Dragon Emperor was stunned when he thought of this. Bloodline expert, dragon race bloodline. Wasn't this clearly a scam? A scam that left him hovering between life and death. How was he going to take revenge? How was he going to bleed? Other than bloodline experts, who else could explode with unimaginable power at this level? The dragon race was an exception. If the other party really had the dragon race's bloodline, then the other party's background would be immeasurably great. He could not help but feel a headache. Dragon race bloodline expert? The white-cloved envoy also saw this scene and could not help but be puzzled. If the other party was a dragon race bloodline expert, then it would not be a good thing. Instead, it would be a bad thing. This old ghost Flying Dragon's cultivation of the true dragon's aura was ordinary. A true first tribulation scattered immortal might not be his match. Impossible. The white-cloved envoy was doubtful. Dragon race bloodline experts have not appeared in the continent for a long time. This fellow might not be a bloodline expert. But the dragons might just now? It seems to be genuine. The Mu clan empire was powerful. Among empires of the same level, they were considered powerful. However, if they were compared to the dragon race, there was a huge difference. If the secret Heaven's Treasury's treasure map fell into the hands of the dragon race, the Mu clan empire could only watch without daring to make a move. Any giant dragon from the dragon race would be enough to make them suffer. A powerful background. Lin Fei did not know that his display of dragons might would cause so many blind thoughts. Sir, surrender yourself. The three great commanders, who were a step behind, finally caught up. They had come to take revenge. Last time, they watched as Lin Feng left. They would never forget it. It was a humiliation in their lives. Now that Lin Feng wanted to leave, how could the three great commanders agree? So. The three true treasures attacked Lin Feng at the same time. Good. I was just about to look for you. Now that you've come, I'll take care of you all at once. I'll show you how powerful I am. Lin Fei instantly disappeared. The attacks from the true treasures missed. Ever since the three great commanders returned, they had been studying. They felt that if they met again, they would go all out. They would not allow Lin Feng to resist. So, a cold light shot out in all directions. Commander Tai Xian felt that something was wrong. He felt pain in his chest. The sword pierced through his chest. Blood flowed out. Black chi covered his body. He was completely defeated. How did you do it? Tai Xian did not believe it. Killing you is as easy as flipping my palm. The killing sword moved. Tai Xian's body was shattered. Even his primordial spirit was not spared. Yu Feng and Mu Bai's faces turned pale. This was completely beyond their imagination. They could not believe that they could suppress Lin Feng last time. After not seeing him for a while, they could not even breathe. It's your turn. A cold voice attacked their souls. So. Lin Fei teleported and killed his way out of the void. In addition, the killing sword was a profound sky spiritual treasure. It was incomparably sharp. How could they block it? He killed the two great commanders one after the other. Awesome, killing feels so good. Lin Fei kept the treasures and rushed out without any fear. Killing three great rulers so easily was a blow to everyone's head. It made them wonder when the rulers had shrunk. Their combat strength was so weak. Chase. Emperor Fei Long reacted. Lin Fei came out of the treasury. There were many experts outside. Azure Dragon True Body sweep in all directions. After a loud roar, a 3,000-meter-long green dragon appeared. Its enormous aura caused everyone to feel stifled, almost suffocating. The long whip lashed out, tearing through space and causing astral winds to blow. Bang bang bang. This whip was extremely domineering. Most of the experts guarding outside were chi refiners. How could they block Lin Fei's domineering attack? Dozens of experts were killed on the spot. Lin Fei did not hold back. His thousands of meters long body moved, and his dragon tail whipped. Accompanied by the sound of air breaking, the experts' blockade was instantly destroyed. Even the sages could not escape this fatal attack. Everyone in the dynasty's imperial capital panicked when they saw this. The azure dragon that appeared in the sky above the imperial capital made everyone feel fear they had never felt before. Xian Zong, Lord Xian, and the sages turned into blood mist in less than a round. This was a one-sided massacre, a true massacre. Who did the imperial capital offend? This revenge was too terrifying. 9 Heaven's Spear. The golden spear pierced through the void and hit Lin Fei's huge body. Lin Fei's body shook, but there was no blood. F***CK, sneak attack on me. Lin Fei was in pain. This spear was domineering. Bang bang bang. The thousands of meters long body turned into hundreds of meters long, and it quickly rushed into the crowd. In a group of experts, a dragon claw was enough to take a life. A dragon tail whip was enough to kill many experts. Heaven and Earth Cauldron, suppress all directions. The Emperor was furious. He used the profound heaven spiritual treasure to suppress Lin Fei. The huge suction was endless. Lin Fei's body shook, and his thousands of meters long body swayed left and right, as if he was going to break free from the profound heaven's spiritual treasure. How can he block a top-tier profound heaven's spiritual treasure? The Emperor was completely stunned. He could not accept this terrifying blow. The killing sword flew across the sky and slashed at the heaven and earth cauldron. Sparks flew everywhere. Ah, my profound heaven's spiritual treasure. The sword left a crack on the profound heaven's spiritual treasure. I slash again. Every time the killing sword attacked, it would inevitably leave behind cracks. In less than a few breaths, the heaven and earth cauldron was covered in cracks, and its power was greatly affected. Ah, my heaven and earth cauldron! The Emperor was about to vomit blood. The profound heaven's spiritual treasure was almost destroyed. Lin Fei was overjoyed. The killing sword was indeed different. A low-tier profound heaven's spiritual treasure could actually destroy a mid-tier profound heaven's spiritual treasure and leave a mark on the opponent's body. Anyone would notice such a treasure. This person is definitely not a demonic path disciple. A low-tier profound heaven's spiritual treasure has such shocking power. This is too terrifying. The white-clothed envoy was shocked. It seems that besides the dragon race, few people can have such a treasure. Moreover, its defensive power is simply unexpected. His true strength is only at the Emperor level. What can he do about this defense? Young master, should we make a move? Wait a little longer. The white-clothed envoy had not decided yet. Your Excellency can stop now. Facing Lin Fei's attack, the Emperor lowered his head. Even a mid-tier profound heaven's spiritual treasure could not suppress the other party. If he wanted to deal with the other party, he would definitely have to pay a huge price. Lin Fei stopped. There was no one around him. If they were not killed, they had escaped. No one could block an attack and not die. Even an Emperor expert would have to give way and not dare to make a move. You wanted to kill me just now. Could it be that I can't kill them now? What kind of logic is that? Lin Fei mocked. Or can you not afford to lose this kind of expenditure? After the Azure Dragon true body reached great perfection, Lin Fei finally understood how awesome it was. In reality, it was indeed too awesome. His strength had not improved much, but his defense had increased by more than a few thresholds. This was his greatest advantage. No one was willing to fight with such a person. The Emperor could not afford to suffer losses, especially the expenditure of experts. Even a large dynasty could not afford this kind of expenditure. Even though he had guessed it, he was clearly inferior to this person. Your Excellency, don't go overboard. Overboard? Then you can make a move. I'm not afraid of expenditure. Lin Fei smiled coldly. He was sure that the other party would not dare to make a move. If you don't dare to make a move, I'm leaving. What was unbridled? What was running amok? The scene in front of them was vivid and vivid. It made everyone feel sullen. No one liked this kind of sullenness. Moreover, the Flying Dragon dynasty was a large dynasty. A dignified emperor was looked down upon by a stranger. He could not do anything to the other party. Lord Envoy, please uphold justice for me. The emperor of the Flying Dragon dynasty swallowed his anger. He could only ask for the Lord Envoy's help. For the treasure map of the secret Heavenly Heaven treasury, the other party would definitely make a move. He would not just sit and watch. Lin Fei raised his eyebrows. Are you going to make a move? Who do you think you are? You are not worthy to speak to our Lord Envoy. A middle-aged man beside the white-clothed Lord Envoy said coldly. He had an air of superiority. Another guy at great perfection, Emperor. Lin Fei snorted. He whipped his dragon tail from top to bottom, hitting the other party's body. With a loud rumble, a large area of the building turned into ruins. Mu family. Lin Fei was already filled with anger. Since the other party dared to interrupt, he would teach the other party a lesson. I've disciplined your people for you. Lin Fei humphed. However, I'm not in a good mood now. Your small boat is not bad. Take it as an apology. The white-clothed Lord Envoy was preparing to use words to suppress the other party. However, he did not expect that the other party would not give him any face at all. He had beaten his own servant on the spot. This was already a very overboard thing. One had to look at the master before beating a dog. The Flying Dragon dynasty had taught him a lesson. That was not giving him face. Now, he was teaching his own servant a lesson. That was not giving him face. Now, he was even more overboard. He even wanted to extort the family's battleship. He was deliberately not taking him seriously. Unreasonable. You should know the consequences. Consequences? Haha, that's nothing. Lin Fei was disdainful. If you don't give it to me, I'll take it myself. Whoosh! Lin Fei pierced through space. The Azure Dragon True Body had the ability to pierce through space. Now that he used it, he was like a fish in water. His huge body coiled up and landed on the battleship, pulling it along. You're courting death. The white-clothed Lord Envoy was enraged. If the battleship was snatched away, there was no need for him to return. He could just kill himself. Golden ring, suppress. The golden ring of light turned into a blazing sun, covering Lin Fei's body. With one look, it was clear that this was a terrifying treasure. He did not hesitate. Using his spiritual sense, the killing sword flew out and hacked at the other party's golden ring. Dang, 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 dang. What a strange, profound heaven's spiritual treasure. My golden ring is also a peak-grade true treasure, comparable to a profound heaven's spiritual treasure. Unexpectedly, there was still a gap. The white-clothed Lord Envoy felt a heartache. He quickly retrieved the true treasure to prevent its might from being greatly affected. If that happened, it would not be worth it. This battleship is not bad. Lin Fei provoked the other party again. This time, the huge battleship flew towards Lin Fei. 3,000 immortal arts, spirit sustenance. A mysterious feeling instantly spread throughout his body. Lin Fei's movements gradually slowed down. Then, it seemed like he was losing control. Everyone who saw this scene was shocked. Numerous faces appeared on the enormous body, covered with scales. These faces belonged to none other than the white-robed special envoy, and their smiles were exactly the same. Before my spirit sustenance, no matter how strong your defense is, you will not be able to block it. The white-clothed Lord Envoy said. I will occupy your physical body, kill your consciousness, and refine your body into a clone for me to use.